Jesus Christ, bro. What a fucking way to start. Okay. Are we out here? Are we live? Is it happening? Yes. Yes, it certainly is. God, it's been a little while since I've done this. I say this every time. Okay. In the meantime, here's a little music. How's the audio? Certainly loud in my fucking ears. Turn it down a little bit, mate. Okay. We're here. It's happening, baby. I can't fucking believe it. How very, very exciting. Okay. Make sure the things are working, you know? Just set up some widgets, which I've not done in a very fucking long time. A very fucking long time. Streamlabs, yes. Where are the fucking... where are the alert box? There we go. Yes. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yes, that could be turned up a tad. Well, that's just in my ear actually, so maybe I'll be probably fine. No, I'll turn up a little bit, eh? Turn up a little bit. Where are we? Yes. Bear with, folks. We'll be starting officially in just a moment. Very, very exciting stuff's about to happen. Wait and see. That's the wrong fucking button. Test. Yes. Hey, Zap Bonfante, excuse me. Say, hey, thanks, bro. Big ups. I appreciate that very much, brother. Welcome. Yeah, bro, this is a new thing that I'm trying out. Hopefully it goes well. This came to me a couple of nights ago when I couldn't sleep. So hopefully it goes well. We'll get to it in just a moment. But thanks for turning up, man. I appreciate it. Good to see you. How are you? I'm just testing things. Here we go. Wait. I'm going to mute the music for a minute, because this is a pop-up that I like a lot. I just did it today. So, anyone out there, if you want to check the links down below in the description, I do have my PayPal open if you feel like donating £1 or £2 to get me a can of Iron Brew or whatever, to support the creator-spective videos and stuff. I know I've not uploaded in a very long time and I apologise, but I've been working on university stuff, but it's all coming to an end soon. So hopefully videos will be worked on again. I've got 2 scripts on the go at the moment, so hopefully it won't be very long. But look at this. I'm very proud of this. Yeah, baby. If you want to donate some high points to your boy, you know, so we can get the knockout, all the blood, sweat and tears, the hard work we've been putting in for years, please feel free to help the PayPal. Obviously don't have to do that, but you know, if you feel so inclined, please feel free, you know. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you're new, that happens. That's an oldie. That's an old one. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna head it off here. Music is off. Yeah, okay, so what we're doing here today, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the On Cinema chill stream, because obviously this is okay, allow me to elaborate on what we're going to do here, okay? So obviously Creatorspective does different topics, right? Obviously the last one we did was On Cinema, so because that's the last one we did, we're just going to watch interview with every stream. We're just going to watch all of On Cinema, basically the podcasts, the episodes, the Oscar specials, etc. All the way up to, I guess, 2019, because we won't be able to watch anything on the High Network because you need to pay money, and I'll probably get in trouble for doing that. But you can probably watch the free preview videos on Cinema on the High Network, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're just gonna do it. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Pretty exciting stuff. If everything's ready to go. Yes, I think it is. Let me get up my studio thing, but first on my mobile phone, so I can see what's going on. But yeah, basically, like, if you've seen the other Creatorspective videos, like we've done Cinemassacre, so I might go back and watch Angry Video Game Nerd or something. That'd be pretty cool. Or I think Call of Duty Zombies. I don't know how that would work. Trailers maybe, stuff like that. But yeah, you get the idea. The next Creator Perspective video topic that we do, we'll watch all of the content that we discussed, basically, and get a better understanding of all of it. But we're going to dive in immediately. I think maybe we'll pull up while we watch. Hopefully we can get a nice little chat going on, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Live streaming. Yeah, we're out here. Okay. We're just going to kick off now. So we're going to go to the On Cinema timeline here, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Gaynor's beautiful piece of work that chronicles everything on cinema from 2011 up to 2019. And we're going to start with the first podcast of On Cinema, which came out October 5th, 2011. So without further ado, we're just going to do it. Here we go. We're starting off. Boom. Bam, 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 bam. I was trying to think of a Tim Heidecker thing that he says in the intro. If you got movies like Tom Cruise in them, you can't lose. Anyway. With my motorcycle idling in the handicap spot at Walmart. That's a very specific thing. I love that. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Zach Bonfante, thanks for pulling up to the stream. I'm very excited too. This is a very new thing. I've been struggling to think of what to do for our live stream on the channel for a while. And this made perfect sense. Just watching On Cinema chill streams. Just watching On Cinema videos up till modern day. And seeing how it all goes. If you've never been on the On Cinema timeline, I've covered this in the documentary, the video. This is basically a chronicling of everything on cinema up to 2019 before it went to the high net, but after it finished on Adult Swim. So all the episodes are here, all the Oscar specials, the trial, Decker, I'm pretty sure is here too. So if you've never been to the On Cinema timeline, you should check it out because it's got literally everything on it. Everybody, all the people, the important individuals like Greg and Tim, Joe Estevez, Mark Prost, Axiom, Manuel, etc. All the reviews, Popcorn Classics, all the different segments that they've done, Decker episodes, at the cinema, the podcast, blah, 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 and then there's some nice little bits there as well. But we're going to dive in immediately with the first podcast that they did for On Cinema, the On Cinema podcast, which they did, I believe this was on the set of The Comedy in 2012 when they were doing that film. Obviously that's not how Greg and Tim met, but that's how they came together to do this. I don't know the first time they met. It's actually something that I forgot to mention in the doc. It's something that I neglected to mention, and I knew about it. Someone very kindly said in the comments that I missed it. I think Greg Turkington interviewed Tim Heidecker and Eric Wareheim as his Neil Hamburger character on Poolside Chats, I think it is, Tom Green's Poolside Chats, but I forgot to mention that in the fucking... I forgot to mention that in the video. But yeah, here we go. This is the first episode where we have a review of the 1984 film Ghostbusters, which is one of my favourites, one of my favourite films. And all the tweets are here as well, which is pretty cool. For those of you iTunes idiots, you've been on Cinema Podcast here. Back when I was on Tumblr, that's how I found out about a lot of my research was on this website. But yeah, let's just dive in. Let's have a listen. This is the first podcast of On Cinema, and it is a review of the 1984 film Ghostbusters. Let's have a little listen, shall we?
Hey, welcome back. We're talking On Cinema. I'm Tim Heidecker.
I don't know if I've listened to this whole episode, but I used this bit as the opening for Chapter 2 of the doc, I think.
Host, we are talking and celebrating the
20th anniversary of Ghostbusters. That's what this is for.
With me is film buff Greg Turkington. Greg, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So Ghostbusters, Ivan Reitman, Bill Murray,
Ivan
Dan
Reitman,
Aykroyd.
Yeah, that film's a classic, by the way.
There it is. That's a classic. I think that's a running joke for a lot of the early podcasts. So they just keep saying that that's a classic, but they're not wrong. That's some critical film analysis, right? It is a classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all the notes. It hits all the notes.
All the
It
notes.
hits comedy. It hits sci-fi. It hits adventure.
Yep.
It's a landmark film. It's one of the great films of the '80s in terms of comedies.
He's right.
And a lot of people don't realize how popular it was. 'Cause it was just that popular.
Nobody realizes how popular it was because it was just that popular. Yeah. I mean, again, can you say he's wrong? I don't think you can.
I watched it recently and was struck by how funny it is, and also how original it was, because there wasn't a lot of movies like that at the time.
That was the
Nope.
that was the first movie like that, and I don't.
Like what? Oh, I've not listened to a lot of the On Cinema podcasts at all, but there is some funnies in there for sure. It's very interesting just to hear the early developments of these two emerging. I don't think either of them would have thought what the fuck Greg Turkington and Tim Heidecker would be like after this, you know what I mean?
I don't think they. I mean, there was a sequel, but other than that, there's never been anything like it.
And then there was the other films that came out after that. Oh yeah, I forgot. 2011. This didn't even. The 2016 remake didn't even come out at this point. God damn.
All right. Well, any Academy Awards for that? I don't think it won any, but that's
The
not
Academy, sometimes they make the wrong decisions.
right. Well, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, critical film analysis from Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington. Excellent. Oh, good stuff. I should have put this in a playlist, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, there you go. The first podcast, the thing that started it all, and it was a 1 minute 44 review of Ghostbusters, the 1984 film. Which brings us right over to next week, 11th October 2011. And this is a review of the 1980 horror film, Stephen King's The Shining, based on... the book. I was about to say based on. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, based on the book of the same name by Stephen King. There's my expert film analysis. Okay? And here's another interesting thing about the On Cinema timeline. I will show you the reviews. It's Prime Nicholson, and it's true. And this is one that was featured in the documentary video pretty extensively when we were talking about examples of what made the podcast so funny. And this is one of them. The Shining. Boom. I love that.
Hey, welcome back. This is On Cinema. I'm your host, Tim Heidecker. Joined with me is Mr. Greg Turkington. Greg, thanks for coming on the show again.
Hey, it's always fun to be here.
Guys,
Today we are
folks in Europe may be watching the Champions League games. Oh, fuck yeah, of course they are. Well, that's okay. This is just starting it off to see how it all goes anyway. I appreciate that. That's a very good point. Feedback is wanted. Do not fret. I appreciate it very much. And very nicely done. That's okay. We'll just do this anyway for shits and giggles, baby. If it goes well. And then we'll probably do... I want to maybe make this a weekly thing. I don't know. But yeah, I don't even watch football. I'm Scottish and I don't even watch football. And I don't know anything about fucking the Champions League. Even though I'm pretty sure that the UK play in the Champions League, don't they? The champions. That's all I know about the Champions League. But yeah, that's alright. People pull up, they pull up. This is a nice wee test anyway, to see how it all goes. But thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Very incited of you. Insightful. Anyway.
celebrating the 20th anniversary of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Is that a classic?
That's a classic. That was a
Yep.
big hit for Mr. Kubrick.
It was.
Now, it was
Originally
based on a Stephen King book, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've never read the book.
This was in-
I always
this
meant
whole
to
bit
read
was
it
in the
because,
doc.
I love the movie.
Yeah. Well, you have Jack Nicholson and
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall and
Scatman Crothers.
And the Scatman.
Scatman
Crothers.
Crothers. Right. And it's a chilling, I guess you could call it a horror movie. A thriller.
You probably could. I guess you could, technically speaking,
Deals
yeah.
sort of with paranormal activity. in a hotel.
See, the whole point originally of the On Cinema podcast was it was to critique people starting to do, because obviously people could do podcasting a lot easier at this point, like 2011. This is when podcasting was really starting to explode online and people have more access to being able to just kind of do it on their phone. And I think Tim and Greg were kind of taking a piss out of people who are film buffs, who are kind of just got together and did poorly organised and just kind of started riffing on about classic films that are supposedly are pretty easy to talk about because they're classic films, and obviously they just waffle and have no critical film analysis whatsoever. And that's kind of the whole joke, which is why these podcasts are so funny.
Yeah, very well made, for a horror movie. It was very well made, very high quality.
Especially for the time, I think.
Yeah, 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it won an Academy Award, or
did it? I don't know if it did.
It was nominated. I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Get back to you guys on that.
All right.
Damn, man, this is like early Greg, bro. You should know this stuff. He's the premier film buff after all.
Right.
But yeah, what can you...
There's a lot of character break laughing in this as well, you'll notice, in a lot of the podcasts, early podcasts. They find it very difficult to keep it together because of the ludicrousness of what they're doing, which is quite funny.
Say about The Shining, I mean...
It's one of the great horror movies, right up there with the rest of them, like Psycho and...
Think.
The haunted... is it the haunted house?
Poltergeist.
The haunted house. I think he means the haunting of Hill House, I'm pretty sure.
And Jack Nicholson, I mean...
That's got to be one of Jack Nicholson's greatest
What
performances.
can you say? I mean, this is prime Nicholson.
What's the famous line? There's a lot of famous lines from the movie, but one of the famous is where he quotes, "Here's Johnny."
Yep.
And of course, Johnny Carson at the time
I'd
was
love
also very popular.
Was at the height of his success.
See?
Be interesting to know if they went on the show to promote this movie.
Did they? I doubt that. Probably not, right? I wonder if they did.
All right.
I don't know anything about... Was that the Tonight Show, isn't it, with Johnny Carson? It must be.
Well, thanks for talking to me about Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.
I fucking love that. Excuse me. It's the outros. It's the outros that make it for me. Just, they don't know how to conclude it. It's great. Another expert film review from the On Cinema team. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Okay. Let's move on to the third one. Podcast number 3, week after. It's October 18th. And this is a review of the 1998 film Run Lola Run, which I actually don't know. I actually don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever seen Run Lola Run before. Never heard of it. After a botched Murray delivery, Lola has 20 minutes to come up with 10,000 Deutschmarks. Has anyone ever seen Run Lola Run? What is your expert film buff review of it? I've never seen that film before. I know zero about it apart from what that is. Apparently it's a German film, which may be why I've not heard of it. Okay. Well, let's see what Greg and Tim have to say. Never heard of it. No, not familiar. Hello? Oh, shit. What have you done? Why does YouTube do that? YouTube's fucking lame. Right, here we go. Let's hear the expert review. Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, okay. Right, I've not heard this one yet. This is a new one, and I'm curious about it.
You're listening to On Cinema.
Holy shit.
This is your host, Tim Heidecker.
Oh my god. Right, that's great. Just fucking the peaking and all this shit. I should have listened to a few more of these podcasts, I think, when I was researching for the doc, because that's funny.
We're coming to you live from a German restaurant, and we're talking, because it is Oktoberfest.
Is it?
And we're talking about German films, and my guest is...
Greg Turkington.
Greg Turkington. Greg, thanks for coming tonight.
Hey, it's good to be here and to celebrate German cinema in this way.
Yes.
It's German cinema in this way.
So
Okay.
the movie we're going to talk about today is Run Lola Run, which is a German movie from...
1999.
2000.
2000. Right, I know for a fact This must be one of these films that they must know nothing about, and that's going to be the whole joke. I'm imagining to be the case.
2004.
2004.
It's fairly recent, and
Fairly recent.
Pretty good.
This was like a
Pretty good.
groundbreaking movie because of how fast-paced it was.
And filmed in Germany entirely.
Yeah, it was German subtitles, or it was in
Okay.
German but English subtitles, and featured a girl that was sort of on the run from.
Hence the
was she
name.
On the run from the cops, or
I just don't remember.
I just don't remember. Holy shit. That's great. My God almighty.
all right. Well, if you haven't seen Run Lola Run, check it out. It's
Yep.
on DVD.
Is it?
You can check it out, or on Netflix. It's available
On Netflix.
there, and it's one of the biggest German movies of.
All time, and it was heavily featured on cable TV, and I think you can download it on demand.
Great review. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's on DVD. It's on Netflix. Maybe it was on demand on cable, and you could download it online. Great.
As well on iTunes, and it never came out on.
93 on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, I guess that makes sense because pretty much the premise of like all the podcasts of the original On Cinema podcast was that they reviewed classic cinema, basically popcorn classics before popcorn classics was a thing. So I guess that makes sense why they chose Run Lola Run if it's a German classic. I'll need to check it out. Yeah, you know, I do like as a premiere movie buff myself. I have to check it out.
On video because it's more recent. At that point, they had discontinued the video format.
Whoa! First mention of VHS in the On Cinema universe. That's a big one.
I think that's true. I think you can get it on video because I saw it on DVD. All right, anyways, that's Run Roller Run. Everybody have a great, safe Oktoberfest, and we'll see you soon. See you next week.
Just cut off Greg. He was about to say something there. Right, so the review there. So the review was it was pretty good. Cops, maybe check. It's on It's on Netflix. Get it on DVD. A beautiful review. Succinct. You know what I mean? Wow, that's a good one. I like that. What was the review? This was like a groundbreaking movie because of how fast paced it was. Yeah, it's fairly recent, and I think it's pretty good. Fairly recent. Well, 98, 2011. So what? How long ago would that have been? I mean, I would have been like a decade old at that point, which is great. Okay. Episode 4. This is the 24th of October now. And this is an Al Pacino film called Carlito's Way. An Al Pacino film I've not seen. I have heard of Carlito. Oh, wait, no, have I? Carlito's Way. Is that the one with Johnny Depp in it? I don't think it is. Sean Penn. It's not. I'm thinking about another film with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino in it, and Johnny Depp's like, what's the premise again? I feel like a movie buff right now. He's like a cop. Yeah, he's a cop and he's a mole, basically. That's what it is. Wow, look at this, right? So this is a very interesting thing with the Twitter page post here. This person posted about On Cinema in 2011. Look at her name, Man Pa Kettle's illegitimate. So she's still a big On Cinema fan. She was been there from the beginning, which is pretty impressive actually. Very, very cool. Wow, goddamn. A lot of different tweets going on here. So yeah, the 1993 film by Brian De Palma. It's Carlito's Way. One I have not seen again. But very interesting. Let's find out what the review is. Oh, done it again.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Heidecker, and we are once again here for the On Cinema podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about movies and
Reviewing
our
them.
favorite movies, and I'm joined by my special guest, Greg Turkington, is a film buff.
That was the first time I think Tim failed to speak in the On Cinema universe.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
Welcome, Greg.
Thanks. Well, as always, it's great to be here. I always look forward to this all week long, and
Oh,
really proud of the work you've done with this podcast in getting it around and in keeping it commercial free.
Yes, well, that's important. Although we'd all like to be making a ton of money, I think, this is just a passion project for us.
So a labor of love.
Anyways.
That's kind of the first inkling of Tim Heidecker's true intentions. I think they're really into it. Would like to be making a ton of money. Interesting.
Our movie today is Carlito's Way, starring Al Pacino and directed by Brian De Palma. Greg, have you had a chance to see this movie?
I've seen most films. I consider myself kind of a minor league expert in cinema. That's
Wow, a minor league expert in cinema. How times have changed. God almighty.
one that somehow slipped through the cracks. It was not a big picture. It was one that didn't play in the theaters very long. Not readily available.
Okay, well, I thought I'd let you know we were talking about Carlito's Way, but let me tell you a little
Not
bit.
on DVD.
Okay.
DVD.
So I have a VHS player too. Not available. I've looked for it. I mean, it's a great film. People love it, but sometimes the
Let me
studios.
tell you about that.
You should get people to send
Here we go.
petitions to Paramount Pictures to get these things released.
Listen, a
'cause
lot
it's
of
about
people
preserving film.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we can get a hold of it if you look hard enough. But a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that Carlito's Way is a sequel to
Do they?
oh, what the hell?
Cutter's Way.
No, the Pacino movie from the '80s with De Palma.
Did you see the new Oscar special? Not yet. I've seen clips of it. I don't have access to it yet. Blah blah. Because I'm not an annual high network subscriber. I'm only monthly. So I don't have access to the Oscar special until the 11th, I think. But when I do watch it on the 11th, next time we do this stream, I will give my review of it. I've seen a clip. I've seen some clips with like Big Bird and Joey and all this kind of stuff. But I've not watched it yet. I've not got to see omatocom.com yet. Omatocon.com. Omatocom. It's a knockout. All the blood, sweat, and tears, the hard work I put in for years. Not yet, but hopefully we'll see it soon.
Women, the Scent of a Woman.
No, Scarface.
Scarface. Okay.
Pretty catchy live about it.
But it's not.
Oh, Word
It's
Meeting, of
actually
course.
just a similar story.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. Oh, thanks, bro. So that was very sincerely appreciated. Thank you. I believe in the quality of mercy. I saw that. That was funny. The power of mercy is really funny. The Amato arc is so fucking crazy. It's so weird to me. But thanks, Zach. I sincerely appreciate that, brother. I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we'll blow up at some point, eh? And if you want to see the channel blow up, feel free to donate on PayPal. Link in the description below. And if you do, you'll see a cool little pop-up. You can get me some high points. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
Almost as if that character was older. But I liked it. It's very violent. It has a lot of racy scenes in it. Sean Penn is actually very good in it, playing a very devious character.
And
so,
good luck finding it, though. I mean, that's one that you just don't.
I think this must be the first argument in on cinema history between Greg and Tim. And I gotta tell you, sometimes you don't always agree with one another.
See.
Okay.
Just not around.
If you're looking for a movie to watch this week, go try to get a copy of Carlito's Way.
Whoa, whoa. Did he say bye there?
Movie to watch this week.
Just
go
stop.
Try to get a copy of Carlito's Way.
Oh, try.
Yes, try to get a copy of
okay.
Carlito's
That's
Way
funny.
and watch it with your. Definitely don't watch it with kids.
I've been looking for that movie for years.
Definitely can get hold of Carlito's Way. So thank you very much. We'll see you next week on In Cinema.
Thanks for listening. Visit.
Okay, you don't need to say that. Thank you.
Oh, it's getting a bit fucking. Oh, I love that. That's great. That was the first argument in on cinema history there, ladies and gentlemen, between Tim and Greg. Wow, arguing about how Carlito's Way apparently doesn't exist on DVD or VHS. Star Trek 4 was set in yeah, that's one we actually, that was one of that particular episode. I think we covered that on the video, where for some fucking reason Greg Turkington believes that the plot for Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan is actually the plot from Star Trek 4 Voyage Home, and that is one of the earliest running jokes I think in on cinema. I don't think they've ever brought that back up in a while. Anyway, here we go. We're moving on. It is Halloween 2011, and we have a review here of the 1979 film The China Syndrome, another one that I've not yet seen. A report of what appears to be a cover-up of safety hazards at a nuclear power plant. Okay. Very interesting. He thinks our four Doom. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. What is the joke again? So Greg Turkington believes that the Denis Villeneuve Dune film is a sequel to the David Lynch one, and then obviously there's Dune 2, and then there's a Dune 4 that's like David Lynch as well, or something like that. I don't fucking know. Some fucking Wonka shit that he's on right now. But here we go. Oh. Your latest on cinema. I wonder where they subscribed to originally. That's right. Dune 1, then the original, then Dune 2, now Dune 4. I love that. I mean, you know, is he wrong? He is a premier movie buff after all. What's he talking about Oprah for? I should have read some more of these tweets. I did make a point that Twitter is like a major facet of On Cinema, but I should have looked at more of them maybe. Did the thing again. I love YouTube when it works. Okay, so here we go. China Syndrome. Hey, Rogue Pirogue, thanks very much for the big retrospective. I appreciate that very much, brother. It's a video that I'm extremely proud of. I'm glad people of the On Cinema family have resonated with it so much. I'm working on 2 scripts in the moment for the next retrospective video. I don't know what the topics... Oh, I do know what the topic's going to be because I'm fucking writing it. It's obviously not On Cinema. We're just doing On Cinema chill streams. Here's the premise, right, for people that have just turned up. So, for every new retrospective that comes out, we're going to do live streams where we watch all the content based on it, right? So we've done On Cinema. We're going to watch all the On Cinema videos. And then the next one that comes out, which I won't tell you what the topic is yet, but when it comes out, we'll start live streaming that and watching all the videos of that topic. Does that make sense? Is that interesting to you? Let's find out. Anyway, this is the China Syndrome. Get ready for some premier movie buff expertise.
Hey everybody, welcome to my podcast.
Hi guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first Hey Guys in On Cinema history. Did you hear that?
Hey everybody, welcome to my podcast.
Hi guys.
Hey guys, the first ever, you heard it here first, the first ever Hey Guys in On Cinema history was this podcast. Wow. That's history making right there.
Welcome to the podcast. It's On Cinema with your host Tim Heidecker and my guest Greg Turkington. He's a film buff.
Beautiful phrases, the one.
So I have him on the
Here's
show.
one for you. I'm going to quickly go back to this screen here so you don't see all the intricate details. If you're interested, my PayPal account is below if you want to support the stream or support the On Cinema, support the videos and stuff. If you donate, you'll get me high points. Here's what I mean.
Hey guys.
And it says, hey guys, if you're feeling generous, thank you very much. I'm very proud of the little pop-up. I just like to show it, to be quite honest. Anyway.
Our film today that we're discussing, because we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the film this year, is The China Syndrome.
I know about China Connection. Is that a film? Oh, China Connection's a thing from the trial, isn't it? You need to do a collab with Admiral Grog? Yeah, I do know who Admiral Grog is. He actually commented on my video, my doc, which is very, very kind of him. I've not watched any of his stuff. I need to. I'm kind of lacking on that because his work seems to be really good and he's very consistent. Very, very cool. Yeah, it'd be cool. Well, we get Admiral Grog on this. We'll watch some On Cinema together. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Like, obviously, Klman is not an On Cinema centric channel, but yeah, it comes back to trial, that's right. But since we're doing On Cinema right now, Admiral Grog on here would be pretty cool. Shout out to Admiral Grog, check out his videos if you've not watched them.
It's not what you think either. It is not about China, and it's not about Chinese people. It's actually about nuclear power.
Ah,
and it's about
interesting.
The possibility, or the real threat, of there actually being a nuclear meltdown.
I did not know about this, so this is actually premier movie expertise right now.
One of those films that raises a lot of interesting questions. Greg, have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it, and
of course
Jane
you've seen
Fonda, of course, was nominated for the Academy Award.
Oh,
And
Academy Award mentioned.
That's the top honor in film. So
this is before they simply refer to it as Oscar, which is quite interesting. What would the
It's a
Oscar
good
say
film.
about
We
that?
also have Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Sidney Lumet, I think, directed it.
I don't know about that.
It's legit a good movie. I need to check it.
Look that up.
as a Premier movie buff, I need to see it, because if it's like, you know, give it 5 bags of popcorn and maybe one of those little, maybe a little Chinese flag, because it's about the China connection.
It's based on a real story.
Yes.
3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania. There was a...
Wow, this is insightful stuff going on right now.
And they made it into a movie, and it was a big hit movie for Jane Fonda. It's sort of her comeback. She hadn't had a hit since Barbarella, which was a long time. So this was a big movie for Jane Fonda.
It was actually directed by
that
James
sounds cool.
Bridges, not Sidney Lumet.
Sounds very much like my thing.
And I want to give a shout out to Michael Douglas, who actually produced the movie as well as starred in it. And that's what a lot of people don't know about Michael Douglas is he was also a producer, and a very successful one at that.
I did not actually know that. I did not know Michael Douglas was a producer. This is interesting. Why am I learning stuff from On Cinema about film? He compares it to Barbarella. I love Greg. It seems to me, excuse me, that in the early podcasts, it seems to me that Greg is the one that's kind of fucking everything up. Like, Tim is actually kind of on the level and is quite interested in what he's talking about. I mean, he knows about as much as Greg, it seems, but Greg is the one that keeps interjecting with, like, false information, while Tim is, like, trying to steer the boat, which is quite interesting considering it kind of flips, and Greg's the one that really just wants to talk about film, whereas Tim doesn't. But in the podcast, it's kind of opposite, you know? It's quite weird how that's changed over the time.
Produced other movies as well. So,
he spent $50,000. What was it? $50,000 on the broom from Missed Outfire or something. That was great. I've seen On Cinema On Demand. I've not seen the fucking the Oscar special for it yet though. But yeah, that was a really funny bit. Hopefully we can watch. We're gonna watch everything in chronological order up until High Network, because obviously we can't watch that unless we pay for it. I don't think that would make any sense, but the free preview first episodes of each season we could probably get away with watching, I think.
You gotta give Michael Douglas.
Yeah, I liked On Cinema On Demand. On Cinema, and yeah, it was definitely one of the highlights of the High Network seasons, I think. God rest Matt Newman. Who shot him? I guess we'll never know.
Credit for that.
Doesn't matter anymore, really. He's dead.
On Cinema round of applause. If we can add that.
Yeah. And,
what does that mean?
We just want to say, if you haven't seen China Syndrome, that is on DVD, and you can get a copy of it pretty easily, either renting it.
Why are half the reviews just you can buy it on DVD? Why do they keep doing that? It's so good. It's so funny.
Coconuts or Hollywood Video, you can probably buy a copy.
Coconuts? Never heard of that.
Sort of Field of Dreams meets Nuclear Disaster.
No, that's...
No, that's...
This is a little more of like Network, which is maybe why you thought Sidney Lumet.
Okay.
And you also have
okay.
one of the first
seen Network.
You have one of the first movies featuring the old man from Cocoon, who was the Quaker Oats man. I can't remember his name.
Man, you really forget that at least they knew a lot of films. Do you know what I mean? Whereas nowadays Tim will do anything to not watch movies. Obviously, I mean, I say that. Obviously, he's got a very serious disease where he can't watch film. It's not his fault.
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley is in the movie as well. All right,
and
thank
Jack
you.
Lemmon from The Apartment and The Odd Couple.
Well, we talked about that already. Anyway, thank you very much, and enjoy.
It's getting tense.
China Syndrome, and it's an important film.
It's an important film, you know. Bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam. I tried to find the source of that song with Shazam, but for the video, but I couldn't find it, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, what was the review for that? I have seen it, and Jane Fonda, of course, was nominated for the Academy Award, so it's a good film. Yep, okay, fair enough. I mean, is he wrong? I guess not. Tuner Library, is that right? Oh, fuck. Damn, man. Interesting. Oh, here we go. It's November 8th, and now we're reviewing the Lethal Weapon trilogy. Not one, but 3 films. 3 movies of pure film critical analysis going on right now, which is very, very exciting. 1987. Again, never seen Lethal Weapon, which is pretty shocking to me. I would like to. I do like Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in films. So, here we go. Let's see what the review is. Oh, you gotta be deep in on cinema lore, bro. That's where it's at.
Hello, welcome back. Thanks for listening. My name is Tim Heidecker, and you are listening to On Cinema. Talking about movies, pop culture, movies, new movies, old movies, and my guest
They do not talk about new movies in the On Cinema podcast.
is film buff Greg Turkington. Greg?
Hey everyone.
Oh,
Thanks for coming in
a
again,
variation
Greg,
on
and
Hey
doing this
Guys
with
there.
me.
It's
been a lot of fun.
I look forward to this, and I look forward to reading comments and hearing people talk about what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, well, it's been
The beginning of the
real
On Cinema
eye-opener
family.
for me to see what people like and what people don't like, and obviously we'll keep working on it.
And we have our own
Don't
taste.
speak
and
out
everyone
popcorn
does, so-
classics.
right.
How could we ever do that? They're called popcorn classics for a reason, after all.
Well, I want.
I wish I had a VHS tape around here somewhere. Sadly, I don't. I just have DVDs. Although I do have a DVD of the classic cinema film, if I can get it out. I don't know why it's just sitting on the floor. I do have a DVD of Logan's Run, which is a classic. It's a sci-fi film, and it's about a guy who runs, and he's called Logan. 5 bags of popcorn and one of those little, maybe a little laser gun, because it's a sci-fi.
Because we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the first Lethal Weapon movie starring Danny Glover and
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson? He's like, come on.
should have said Mel Gibson first because he's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
more
yeah.
famous. He's the bigger star out of the two.
Yes, Tim.
But I think in the film they're both. I mean,
It is equally
they're partners.
Yeah.
And that's what made the series work.
right. Yeah, so I wanted to
So
not
buddy
only talk
cop
about
film?
the first Lethal Weapon, but I also wanted to talk about the sequels because I feel like you kind of have to talk about all the Lethal Weapons.
Do
because
you?
They're all different for different reasons, but I think they're all pretty. I don't remember the last one, but at least the
No.
first 2 or 3 are really
Sure,
good
yeah.
movies.
Yeah, good
Well,
movies.
the thing to do, and I mean, you can do this at home with friends or whatever, is just to stack them all up in your player and just watch them one after another and just see how the story progresses and just follow these guys as they do their thing. And that's a
So what you should do is watch all 3 Lethal Weapon films and see what happens.
fun afternoon.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should do that sometime. So I don't think the Lethal Weapon, directed by Richard Donner, really
Get that in
broke
there.
any molds that didn't exist because you had cop movies. But what do you
You
think was so
think it
special
did.
about it? Was it the chemistry
Get some of that lithium water down you.
between Danny and
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson?
Well, what can you say? I mean, this is just a success.
Lethal Weapon. Is there a Lethal Weapon 4? I know if you've watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I know that they make a Lethal Weapon film. Did they make 5? I can't remember. I've not watched that one in so long because those episodes aren't on fucking Netflix because of, blackface reasons.
Successful franchise.
But
and
they're funny.
People really liked it, and it didn't have a hit single.
Oh,
attached.
yeah.
It wasn't
I'm familiar with
wasn't
that.
a music video driven film.
Did this come out?
About a
Did that come out in 2011? Was that out when they were doing the podcast? I don't know.
friendship. And you had some you had some drama. You
It's
had
funny
some
you-
police scenes.
It's funny you mentioned the music because Eric Clapton did a lot of the music for
Ooh.
uh,
We'll talk about music here. Oh boy, it's beginning.
Lethal Weapon.
I just forgot about the film he was talking about.
I'd have to check on that. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't,
no,
I
he
don't-
did.
He did.
Yeah, if you remember, there's a lot of blues
Well, he's
music
great.
in it, so-
He's
yeah.
great.
Anyways, so if you haven't seen Lethal Weapon,
And don't just watch one. I mean, you really owe it.
Yeah, you
to
should watch all
yourself
3.
to watch them all.
Yep.
And in order.
definitely. So
Yep.
check it out. It's on TV all the
Yeah,
time.
not on purpose.
But I know.
Oh. I love that this review so far is like they're talking about the 3 films, but they're just saying it over and over and over again. Watch the 3 of them, and they're just talking about the first one.
It's on Netflix, or you can rent
Blu-ray
it.
now. Do you have the Blu-ray? I
don't have a Blu-
I don't have one either.
I don't
but-
have a Blu-ray. Edit that Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
But
It's very weird hearing Greg talking about Blu-ray, where he's so adamantly against discs now.
They're out there.
Very strange.
Best Buy is.
Here we go again. Go again on DVD. You can get it at Best Buy.
There
maybe
may be a box set with all the Lethal Weapon.
Right.
Together.
Well, I don't want to officially say that because I don't know if there is.
Well,
but,
I said there may be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But and also the famous artwork from the
Tension
cover is
again.
very. Also, I just want to mention that they
cover art's good, yeah.
the
Looks
poster
cool
is
on the
very,
timeline.
with the,
Shout out to
Weapon
Justin
and Mel
Gaynor.
Gibson on the cover.
Oh, with a gun.
I don't want to get.
If you're a real film buff like I am, you'll go on eBay and you'll buy the poster, you'll buy the T-shirt, you'll buy the.
We all know about Greg Turkington's very long line of film T-shirts and also hats.
Stills from the
I don't want to
movie.
get hung up on the poster, but one last thought on Lethal Weapon, the series, is Joe Pesci. We got to give him credit.
Yeah.
For making a big. When you just, because
All
you can't just
props
go
to
get
Joe Pesci.
all props to Joe Pesci. So we love Joe Pesci. Joe,
Four
if you
doesn't
ever wanna call
exist in the
and do
On Cinema
show,
timeline.
Yeah,
let
just-
us know.
We might do a whole Joe Pesci retrospective on this show. We'll just have
Well,
to
we'll
see.
see.
Yeah.
All
Can't
right.
promise it, so see you guys.
Maybe even a Martin Scorsese retrospective. We'll see. No
idea.
promises, but thanks for listening,
promises,
guys.
but-
All right. Have a great one, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Thanks, Tim. Expert film analysis once again. It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. We move on to the... Oh, this is a bonus. Podcast episode 6A. Talk about J. Edgar. I don't remember what... Obviously, they did do a few bonus on cinema podcast episodes back in the day. But I don't necessarily know why this is a bonus one. Apparently, it's a part of the episode 6, apparently 6A. Okay, and it's a review of the 2011 film. Oh, the first modern film. Okay, we're getting into some on cinema at the cinema territory here. 2011 film J. Edgar is not great. Apparently, damn. I wonder what the film buffs are going to say about it. Kind of surprised Greg Turkington didn't pimp and promote the latest on cinema bonus episode. Bummed too. Here we go. It's starting to get a bit tense. I really think Greg Turkington deserves a co-host title. Oh man, it's been going on for a long time. The fight to become a co-host. Well, here we go. Let's see what they say about J. Edgar.
Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema,
Yes.
the podcast where I talk about cinema
Aye.
and movies coming out or old movies. And with me today is my guest, Greg Turkington.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, so we got a little bit of a different vibe going on today. We're going to talk about a movie
Why is this a
that's coming
bonus
out
episode? I
soon,
don't get
and
that.
it's called
Oh, it's not even
J.
out yet?
Edgar,
At this
which
point.
is a movie about
Interesting.
Edgar Hoover.
This
J.
is going to
Edgar
be
Hoover.
fun. This is going to be a fun episode.
And he was the director of FBI, and one of the first. I guess he was the first director of the FBI. One of the more. And it's
Oh,
played
yeah.
by Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's directed by. Not Clint Eastwood.
Clint
Yes,
Eastwood.
thank you for.
Who, if you're
If you're a film buff, we all know about Clint Eastwood.
a film buff like I am, you may have seen him.
I didn't know he was going to say that. I just said exactly what I said.
All kinds
That's
of
great.
films. He's one of the great stars of our time. He was in the Dirty Harry movies and
Yeah,
a
what's the
whole
line from?
lot more.
What's the line from? What's the line from Dirty Harry?
Go
on,
ahead.
Go ahead,
Pump
make my day.
my
Yeah, that's the
So
line,
that
bro.
one, but he's also director, and I think a lot of people don't realize that is he's directed some
He
major
does
motion
indeed direct
pictures, including the one with
J.
Sean
Edgar?
Penn, where he was in Boston.
The Unforgiven.
And the Unforgiven.
The Unforgiven
was a western.
One of my all-time favorites. It's a great movie, and he's a great director. You know, you see him as an action star, and you think, oh, guys carrying a gun around like that wouldn't be very smart.
Or maybe he would be if he's that kind of personality.
I don't know what that sentence actually meant. What does that mean?
You know,
Well,
just
just
as a-
usually people that are shooting and you know in law enforcement don't tend to make movies.
No, I know. But
I guess
we
not.
know he's a good actor, and sometimes
He's got
good
a point.
actors also can become good directors as well.
Sometimes they can't though. Like Madonna, if you've seen, she directed
Did she?
a couple of films. It just didn't didn't do big box office. Just really.
I think it's pretty terrible that I'm actually learning about things from this podcast. I don't know if that should be how this works. Do you know?
Were flops. And
Yeah, but
I
one
mean, they are
actor
film buffs,
who went on
after
to
all.
become a good director is Alan Alda, who directed a lot of the
Ordinary
episodes
People.
And well, I don't know if he directed. I don't think he directed
Oh,
that.
did
but
she
he
really?
directed
That's
episodes
very
of
interesting.
MASH.
I guess that's why she doesn't really do that much anymore.
And he also has for a while he had a science program on PBS. Anyways, go. I'm excited to see
Not
Jay
hurt my nose.
Edgar.
Yeah, me too. And always interested in Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow.
Who was in Titanic. All right,
Titanic
thank
was
you
on
very
my-
much, everybody, and go
Opens-
see it.
Opens soon. To DVD soon after.
And probably on demand too. So
Probably.
check that out. Take care.
Did they mention J. Edgar once? Like, as a review? I don't think they did. I don't think they did at all. Fucking hell, they just said the film's coming out. That's so fucking good. Good shit. Okay, here we go. Are we actually nearly finished with the first? No, we're nowhere near finished with the first season. Wowee. Episode 7. This is the 16th of November now. And here we are. We're talking about the 1967 film The Graduate, which I think is that a funny film? That's the "you're trying to seduce me" scene, right? As far as I'm aware. It's a film that I've not seen again, sadly. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, I could have used that picture in the fucking documentary. In the video. That's a great picture. Oh, man. It's a drama. That sucks. That's a really good picture of Tim and Greg that I could have used somewhere. That's what happens. You always go back and find shit that you really could have used in the video. There is one thing that I've neglected to mention in the career perspective. It was, and I think I've seen the video before I did it, but someone commented on the video. I made out like Greg and Tim first met on the set of the comedy where they started doing the podcast, which wasn't the case. I think the first time they met, or at least before they did the comedy, was Greg Turkington was playing his Neil Hamburger character, and it was on Tom Green's Poolside Chats, I think it is, and he interviewed Tim Heidecker and Eric Wareheim together, and that was like one of the first times they were on scene together in anything, but I did not mention that in the video, sadly. But here we go. This is The Graduate. Yeah, that's right. I mentioned that in the doc. He was doing Neil Hamburger since the 90s, I think, just after he did Zip Code Rapists, the very good group, unironically had some good music.
Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema. This is the podcast where I discuss movies that are coming out,
I keep saying we and then correcting himself to I. Good stuff.
or movies that have come out, popular movies, some movies that you may not have heard of. This week my guest is film buff Greg.
Yeah, I saw Wareheim's like he's got like a cookbook out and everything. It's very wholesome. I've seen some of his recipes and they're pretty cool. That's a point, because I think when he did his first episode of the cooking show, it was Tim came on and started talking about Pissman's mustard and stuff, which is a skit they did like around the same time as this podcast, I think. Tim's Kitchen Tips, it's called. If you've not seen Tim's Kitchen Tips, look up on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. It's him making it like he's cooking, but he's just making dips every episode, and it's it's mustard. It's great, and Eric keeps coming on as like a forced guest. It's really funny. It's really funny.
Greg, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks again for having me.
Same kind of humor as this.
Well, today's
Really?
movie we're going to discuss is The Graduate, a 60s movie from the 1960s starring
60
Dustin Hoffman.
A 60s movie from the 1960s. Commentary.
Dustin Hoffman and Catherine. Oh boy.
Oh boy. You're making a fool of yourself.
Hepburn.
Hepburn.
No. Catherine Hepburn is quite a bit older. This was
Well, everybody knows that
Notes.
this movie has probably
Bring
seen
notes.
this movie, and it has the songs from Simon and Garfunkel called Sounds of Silence, and Mrs. Robinson is in it.
Robinson.
Oh, that's okay,
And,
blah blah. Thank you for tuning in, though. Much appreciated. This will hopefully be a weekly thing. I'm going to try and make this a weekly thing, so you can tune in next week. If I find the date, if I'm not working or whatever, I'll try and work it out. I'll keep everyone posted on the community page on my channel. So don't worry about it. Thank you for turning up. It's great to chat with the On Cinema family.
Troubled Water, and
It was a really different movie for the time because it was
It's a classic.
very. It dealt with sort of social issues that you don't really that weren't really discussed in movies. Is that fair to say?
yeah, because you had a scene shot in a church, which was unusual for that time. It was
Was it unusual for that time to have a scene filmed in a church? I mean, Psycho came out in 1960 and it was unusual to have a scene with a toilet in it. So you could be right.
a groundbreaking movie, and it's still a classic. It was a classic when it came out, an instant classic, and it's still a classic, and you really should see it.
It's a classic when it came out. It's an instant classic and it's still a classic. Classic. Film review.
And I think recently it was just re-released as in a beautiful new packaging and with some special features, amazing
Deluxe.
special
It's
features.
a deluxe edition, and they do a lot of that these days, and you can't blame them. There's a demand for these movies. People want to see them again, and
true.
so they often will spend a little more money and make a more.
All these reviews are just talking about the film out on a physical release, which is hilarious.
Deluxe package, and I enjoy it.
It's funny to imagine that a movie like that would have come out, and then it would have been out in the theater, but you couldn't get it on DVD, obviously, because it was before.
Is he saying it's weird that it was in the cinema and you couldn't get it on DVD at the time? That is kind of weird. Also, wouldn't have been on DVD, and I don't even think home video releases were a thing in the 60s. As far as I don't know when the VHS tape first dropped, but I don't know if that's the case.
For DVDs or tapes,
Yeah,
and there was
well,
no commentary
yes.
or special features or anything like that until recently,
Very
when that
strange.
technology made it possible for that kind of stuff to happen.
When very few people had
He's
film
right.
projectors, you wouldn't watch a movie at
Hey
home
guys,
on your own projector.
Robert Jarvis, thanks for tuning in for some expert film reviews from the On Cinema family. It's movie time. Yeah, baby. We're going to get into the movies right now. This is a great movie. This is a great movie, and it's so good that they still make these kinds of movies.
That just didn't happen.
That's interesting too. Well,
That is
anyways,
interesting.
Thanks for checking it out. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's
I will.
really one of the best movies that Dustin Hoffman ever made, and it was
Must be
also
right.
one of his first movies. So thanks for joining.
And Oscars all around, I think.
It's the first time they ever mentioned the word Oscar in On Cinema Universe, which is very exciting.
Best actor, actress, score, Simon and Garfunkel, probably,
Probably.
and director.
Thank you very much. All right,
Thank
we'll
you.
talk to you later. Everyone have a great week.
Bye.
Excellent review, once again. I'm learning so much. I really am sincerely learning a lot about films. As a film buff myself, obviously. Okay, we're moving on again to the next episode of the podcast. And this is... this one's fucking great. This is one that I actually did. I used this one in the video, in the documentary. This is episode 8. It is the 21st of November, and this is Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, which is fucking hilarious because it starts off a pretty good in-joke in On Cinema, where for some fuck all reason, Greg Turkington believes that the plot of Star Trek II Wrath of Khan is actually the plot for Star Trek IV A Voyage Home. So we'll find out. But yeah, this one was covered extensively in the video. We're about to find out why, because it is really funny.
Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema, the podcast where I discuss some of my favorite
Aye.
movies and discuss them,
Etc., etc.
the whole deal of where they come from and why they're made, etc., etc. My guest is Film Buff,
They never do any of that in these podcasts.
and he's with me today. It's Greg Turkington. Greg, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, it's always fun to be part of the On Cinema family.
first time the term on cinema family is used in on cinema history, which is pretty exciting. We also found the first time the phrase "Hey guys" was mentioned in on cinema. It was the third episode of the podcast. Was the first time Greg Turkington ever uttered the words "Hey guys," which is quite exciting.
Well, today's movie is I'll let you guess. It's a science fiction movie.
Go on.
It's based on a TV show, and it's from the
Lost in
80s.
Space, Outer Limits, Twilight Zone.
No. This takes
Throwing
place
a
in
thumbs up.
space, though, so you got part of it right.
Spaceball?
No, it's Star Trek. Actually, what we're going to discuss today is Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan.
Oh yeah, that
was great. A classic, you might say.
Characters that we loved, and it's always good to see characters you love in a new
This is-
setting, such as this film did.
San Francisco.
In San Francisco,
Yep.
which is a beautiful city.
No, that was Star Trek IV. That was Star Trek IV: Voyage Home. Khan, Wrath of Khan 2 is about when they meet up with Khan again,
Yep.
and it's
in San Francisco.
no, it's not, you're thinking of the Time Machine
James
one.
Doohan, Leonard
Leonard
Nimoy,
Nimoy,
William Shatner.
William Shatner, they're in
Yes,
it.
those people are all in it, but in 2, they don't go back in time. They don't go to San Francisco. They stay in space the whole time.
I'm gonna
The
disagree with you. I guess that's what makes this show fun. Is we do sometimes have different opinions, but
Different opinions. It's literally a different fucking film, Greg Turkington.
no,
Jesus
I do think
Christ
that,
almighty.
The second one, The Wrath of Khan, is in San Francisco.
This is what I'm saying about the podcast. It's so weird how Greg's the one that kind of derails everything with false, erroneous movie info. Considering he's the film buff.
And it
No.
stars Ricardo
Nope.
All right,
Montalban.
well, we can double check. We can check that
No,
online.
because it's
but-
interesting that you would see those characters in modern times. In modern times, it's
Yeah, and that's what they did in 4.
Four.
So check out, if you want to see them in modern times, check out Star Trek 4. I'll go through with you. Star Trek 1 is
we
motion
go.
picture.
He knows the Star
2,
Trek.
Wrath of Khan, 3, Search for Spock, 4,
Yep.
Voyage Home,
Well, you're just
5.
reading off a list. It doesn't really have anything to do with what the films are about. And
Well, Voyage Home is about them going back to San Francisco in the past. So
I
we'll
don't
check
think
on that.
so. I think-
Anyways.
I think that one.
Cut 'em off.
Again, it takes
Forget it.
place in outer space.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm positive about it. So thank you very much for checking it out. If you haven't seen 2, go check it out. It's the best Star Trek
It's on
movie.
video.
It's on video. Oh man, that's a classic one right there. Classic review, classic cinema. Beautiful. That was episode 8, Star Trek 2, The Voyage Home, apparently. And here we go. We're nearly finished with season 1 already, bro. We're about to move into 2012. But first, before we do that, we have a review of Jewel of the Nile from 1985, which is another one I've not seen. Hey guys. That makes me great. I love that very much. I'll show this one more time because this is a pop-up that I'm incredibly proud of. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Shit, I just exposed old content. The link to the playlist for Career Perspective is in the description below. And also, if you want to subscribe, if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, you get a little pop-up like that. And if you feel like supporting the stream, supporting the videos and all this kind of stuff, you can send me some high points.
Hey guys.
This is a test
Like that.
donation for
£79. Anyway, let's carry on. We're about to listen to a review of Jewel of the Nile here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get some expert movie criticism once again. Very exciting stuff. I don't know this film again.
Welcome to On Cinema. This is my podcast where I talk about cinema. My guest is Greg Turkington, and we're going to be
Hello.
We're going to be discussing
Hi.
the.
What the
we're
fuck?
Going to be sorry, lost my train of thought.
It's okay, Tim.
We are going to be discussing Jewel of the Nile with Michael Douglas.
Another Michael Douglas film? God damn, they really liked Michael Douglas back in the On Cinema podcast days.
Another Michael Douglas movie.
Yeah, you just
we
took the words
did
out of my mouth, Tim.
China Syndrome a couple
Yes.
weeks ago. And now
Indeed.
we're doing Jewel of the Nile, which is not, it's a much different movie, and it's also got Kathleen Turner in it and Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito,
It's
really?
a great movie. Michael Douglas, the reason he keeps popping up on these shows is he's just that good. He's in that many good movies, and we like to talk about him. We like to see him. And you should see him too.
He was kind of the George Clooney of his day. If you don't know Michael Douglas's earlier work, he was really successful as a leading man actor. And in this movie in particular, it's pretty...
He's not wrong.
He's pretty dynamic in it.
Yeah, I think...
Damn, are they driving in a car right now? Can you hear that? I just heard a clicker go off, an indicator go off. Are they in a car?
I think he got a lot of great critical notice for this film, and he deserved it.
They're doing this podcast in a fucking car right now. They're driving in a fucking motor vehicle, and they're reviewing Jewel of the Nile at the same time.
He's been around a few years.
The On Cinema podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Sort of, to quote the title of the movie, this was kind of the jewel in his crown of acting. He did a great job.
The question is, who's driving? Who's the driver? Tim or Greg? Leave in the comments below.
It's a fun throwback. It almost feels like the George Lucas movies with Steven Spielberg in them, Steven Spielberg directed movies.
The Raiders series, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The Raiders series, good stuff. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. That whole series is one of my favorites.
It's a classic.
I'd like to talk about it sometime on the show.
Well, we'll definitely put that on the list. Thanks very much for listening, and have a great weekend, or have a great week. I post these on Monday. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Wow, there was a bye, guys there, and that was the fucking review. Holy shit. Did they say anything about the film? Again, I don't think they did. Wow. Again, a lot of these podcasts I've not actually heard. I've only listened to 1 or 2 or 3 of them for the research of the video. So this is all new. And we've got a little bonus thing here. If Tim were driving, they'd both be dead. Are you insinuating about that one time where Tim tried to kill himself in the VFA mobile van? Because as far as I'm aware, that never happened. I'm pretty sure Tim said that never happened. I'm pretty sure that was proved to be untrue. Why would Tim try and kill his bandmates like that? They're the traitors at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Getting that other blonde guy, the guy who played Tom Cruise Heidecker Jr., God rest his soul. Anyway, this is just a little thing. It's the 1st of December. It's a little, it's a commercial. It's an advertisement for the On Cinema Tumblr page that used to exist back in 2011. Where apparently, I guess, people would go to the Tumblr page, and they would just listen to the On Cinema podcast. I touched on it a little bit in the video, but not very much. But yeah, it's just a little commercial for the podcast, apparently.
Hello, this is Tim Heidecker.
There he is.
I'd like to take a moment and tell you about my new podcast called On Cinema.
Yes.
Each week, I invite a guest on the show, and we discuss...
Each week, I invite a guest on the show. I mean, he's not wrong. He does invite Greg onto the show every week, so...
Discuss movies. Some new, some old, some
done that
big,
done that one,
some
done
small.
that one, done that
It's
one.
opinionated, fun, educational, but not too boring.
Wait, I love that. This perfectly sums up On Cinema.
It's opinionated, fun, educational.
Opinionated, fun, educational, and not too boring. That sums up On Cinema.
But not
in a
too
microcosm,
boring.
really.
And of course, there's lots of debate. So please, won't you
Sometimes
join
don't
me each
always agree
week
with
for
one
On
another.
Cinema? It's available on iTunes or at
Yes.
onscinemapodcast.tumblr.com.
As.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. It's a good little advert. That was posted on Tim Heidecker's official YouTube channel, apparently. Interesting. Director Tim Heidecker. Why is it that on the timeline, this is all embedded, but the other ones aren't? Okay, here we go. Next review is of the 1979 film Escape from Alcatraz, which another one I have not seen, and this is another episode of the podcast that we did cover on the On Cinema Creator Perspective video that I did, which if you've not seen it yet, you can check out the playlist in the YouTube description below this stream. But we're going to listen to this review now. This is the 6th of December 2011. And this one's funny because they're doing this review while they're walking around in the streets of San Francisco. Which, as we all know, San Francisco is the setting for Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. Obviously.
Hey everybody, hi, my name is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to On Cinema, the podcast where we talk about movies. We're in San Francisco.
I love that.
Vacation. Well, we're on vacation in San Francisco. And I thought it'd be cool to do a special episode where we talk about the movies in San Francisco, set in San Francisco.
The movies in San Francisco, San Francisco, San Francisco.
I'm sorry, my guest is Greg Turkington, who I'm up here in San Francisco with. Greg?
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Well, the movie we wanted to talk about today was
second ever. That was a hi, guys. Not technically a hey, guys, but close enough.
actually shot in San Francisco called Escape from...
I've recently met a wonderful woman, and she's made an effort to try and watch on cinema. That is fucking fantastic art. I hope that she enjoys it. Obviously, one of the biggest things about on cinema is it's notoriously fucking difficult to get into, which we talked about in the video. So I hope that she enjoys it, and I hope that she doesn't really comprehend the universe. Yeah, that'll take a while, I think. That's probably one of the next steps when you become indoctrinated in on cinema, is understanding the interweaving complexities of it. But she'll get it. Just watch a good few Oscar specials and she'll understand. The first time I watched on cinema was an Oscar special. That kind of was what onboarded me into it. But I hope she enjoys it. Good luck to her.
Escape from Alcatraz, about Birdman of Alcatraz.
And it stars Clint Eastwood. And it's not about the bird. It's actually about a prison break. It's very exciting and real thrill, real fun.
Now, Alcatraz is an island off the coast.
You can lead a horse to lithium water, but you can't make him immortal. It's true. It's so true. But you can't make them analyse films. Yeah, man, I'm happy for you, bro. That's exciting. I'd love to be able to... I wish my girlfriend would watch stuff like that, but I don't think she ever would. Was he watching fucking Drake and Josh or something?
San Francisco. It's one of the most famous prisons
She likes rewatching shit like that.
And it was one of the great movies about that prison, correct?
Yeah, it
that
was
is
definitely
correct.
One of the great movies, and when it came
one of the great movies.
Critics loved it, the audiences flocked to it, and then it was very popular for years on television and on video.
Here we go again. And it was popular on video.
Right, well, thanks for listening.
And that's the review. They summed up Escape from Alcatraz in 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I know everything I need to know about it.
Been on cinema on location here,
and it starred Clint Eastwood, and came out in 1981.
Yep.
So that is the truth, the real story behind
it.
Escape from Alcatraz, shot in San Francisco. We are also in San Francisco.
Yep.
Enjoying the wonderful. Hold on a sec.
Hold on a sec.
Fifth and Mission right now.
We are actually walking down the corner of 5th and Mission, but I also wanted to add that it's a special episode where we visited San Francisco.
Thanks.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Ba, ba, ba. I need to very quickly grab a charger for my phone, because I am keeping an eye on the stream. Why is there just... Oh!
Hi everybody.
Oh, it's the advert.
Decker. I just wanted to let you know that next week we'll be premiering our very first annual holiday movie episode where me and a special guest will be discussing...
Me and a special guest? Who's Tim going to get as a guest? Who could that be? I wonder who the guest is going to be.
Our favorite holiday movies. I hope you check it out. It's going to be coming up next Tuesday.
We'll check it out.
And I also just want to thank you guys for... listening over these past few weeks. We both I've enjoyed doing the show, and
I've enjoyed your guest.
So we appreciate all the work that goes into making this podcast and all the support that we get from you. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, Tim. Tim really appreciated the On Cinema family back in the day, huh? What happened? Okay, I'm gonna quickly grab a charger. I don't have an interval screen or nothing, so you're just gonna have to stare at this for a while. I apologise, but I won't be long. Excuse me, everybody. Wait there. Okay. Next review. It's the holiday movie special, as we just heard, of course. Very exciting. This was actually advertised on a podcast, so that must mean it's a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to learn some expert film analysis about classic Christmas films. So I hope you're all ready for it. Apparently, we were talking about Miracle on 34th Street, which is, of course, a classic from 1947. It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. So I guess... this one must be Tim's favourite, and that one's Greg's favourite. I don't know. Maybe they've picked their 2 favourite ones. Again, one of a podcast I've not listened to yet, but we're about to find out. A very exciting review, a holiday special for Christmas time. Let's find out.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to the show.
We're back.
This is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to another edition of On Cinema, a show that discusses cinema, films, our favorite movies,
Etc.,
My
etc.
guest today is, as usual, Mr. Greg Turkington,
He does not sound very pleased, as fucking usual.
a expert when it comes to film.
He's a film buff.
Film buff.
Yeah.
Good
Take
to
it
see
again.
you again, Tim.
Let me take it again. Hi. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is
Whoa. Is he just doing that again?
Tim Heidecker. You're listening to another episode of my podcast On Cinema. And this is the
I love that you just don't cut anything out.
podcast where we talk about movies.
Excuse me.
And I'm joined with
Golly.
my guest today is
Rude.
Mr. Greg Turkington, who is a film buff and an expert on film. Thanks for being here, Greg.
It's always great to come and be on the show.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, listen, today we're going to do something a little different. Normally we talk about one film or a couple of films. Today we're going to talk about
5 minutes,
since
okay.
It is the holiday season. Christmas is coming. And I thought we could talk about Christmas movies, holiday movies.
I like
Makes
that.
sense. I like that too.
Tell me about your favorite Christmas movie or holiday movie, and I'll tell you mine and we can go from there.
I have to say Miracle on 34th Street, which I don't know if you've seen that.
There's a lot of planning involved in the On Cinema podcast. Why are you not playing?
That one. A lot of people
There we go.
that
Excuse
aren't
me.
film buffs
Apologies
haven't
for
seen it. It's a good film.
My question is the new one or the remake or the original? Because I would say
The one I saw is in color. It stars the
The one that I saw is in colour.
the little girl from.
What one could it be?
Oh boy,
Matilda?
cute little girl that was on very popular TV.
Curly
actress.
Sue?
No, she was.
well, there was the old one that was, I believe,
Fucking hell.
Shirley Temple was in, but then that was in the 30s. But
that's yeah.
Oh,
but
there we
they
go.
colorized that, so you might have seen the colorized version.
We got there in the end.
Or you
Because
saw
the cars, one thing if you're a film buff, you can date a movie by
Right.
the cars that you see
Well,
in the action.
Very true. You can date the films that you see by the cars that are in them.
I like Miracle on 34th Street, but I like the one from the 20s or the 30s, the old one.
I'm sure that's a good one too.
Yeah. Let me stay on point here.
What just happened there? Did you hear that?
The 30s, the old one.
I'm sure that's a good one too.
Yeah. Let me stay on point here, and
Did he just edit that out? Did he just edit Greg talking shit? That's the first time they've ever really done that on the podcast there.
also my favorite is not Miracle on 34th Street.
It's a Wonderful Life.
The
Tear time. What the fuck is going on?
Jimmy Stewart.
Christmas Carol.
No,
Christmas Carol.
no. This is the one. Miracle could have.
It happened
Oh
one
my
night.
No.
fucking hell.
Could happen to you.
No, or he dies.
From Here to Eternity.
No, or he dies, and then he sees what
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Casablanca.
No, don't. Now you're just.
It's an old one. It's an old movie.
It's
Oh, you just said Casablanca, just not Christmas films.
Clarence. So every time I'm Mr. Potter,
Mr. Belvedere.
no.
Is this the beginning of Tim's tumors? It might actually be. Holy shit! This might be the tie. This might be the tie back to Tim's severely terrible health problems. Damn, it all ties together. This might be what's going on. This is why he's blanking right now. The sound of the lever creaking is great.
Miracle on.
Stop!
Jimmy.
That's not it.
Jimmy Stewart, Grace Kelly, Donna. No, not.
No, they've not
Don
reviewed the
Fargo.
film yet.
He dies and meets an angel and goes to.
Heaven Can Wait.
No.
It's not a Christmas film.
I can look at. Let me look it up.
Let me
It's
look
I
up.
mean, you know this movie. It's one of the most famous Miracle. I keep thinking.
I haven't seen it.
The thing is, I keep thinking.
Miracle on 34th Street.
34th Street.
Yeah. Or Christmas Carol. Or Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
Oh boy, Jimmy Stewart's made a lot of movies. It's going to be hard to find it. I'll see. It's a Wonderful Life.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a Wonderful Life. We're learning a valuable lesson about podcasting today, ladies and gentlemen, which is bring notes.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
I mean, this is obviously expert film critique, so it doesn't matter. Also, this is a classic.
Classic. Yeah, you should have just said that. That's a classic.
It's a classic.
I know. Why didn't you help me out? You knew all the details.
You know the
Anyways, I think
details.
You're just messing with me. Anyways, that's my favorite Christmas movie. Want to know what yours is? So feel free to write us or call. Get us online.
That's my favorite film.
The web
Whatever.
address.
Okay.
So thank you very much, and we'll have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holiday.
And
I'll sign off.
wait,
I'll sign off.
What's their favorite New Year's movie?
Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll see
Whatever.
you
Shut
next
the
week.
fuck up, Greg. What's your favourite New Year's film? Okay. That one is amazing. Holy shit. 5 minutes long, and I think 2 minutes were just dedicated to silence there. There's my stream. Isn't that funny? Okay. Well, there we go. Expert film analysis on 2 films there, which I can't quite comprehend. And we're about to finish off the first series of the On Cinema podcast, ladies and gentlemen, with the 12th episode, which came out on the 20th of December. And it's a 2011 film. One of the other modern films. It's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which is one I've not seen. And by the looks of things, is Greg going to be on it? It doesn't look like Greg's on it. Ratings went down. Episode 12 was like off cinema, not on cinema because I turned it off. Oh boy. It's getting a bit intense, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting creative differences here. Yeah, this is only Tim. How very interesting. So it's a Tim-centric episode here, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies to all you Greg heads out there, but this is a Tim head special apparently.
Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker. I'm going to be discussing today a film I saw over the weekend called Tinker Tailor
Tinkle.
Soldier Spy. And it is a movie about spies during the Cold War in England. And it was good. It was very...
Now, this is a film, let's remember, this is a film that Tim has just seen a week ago. So it's fresh in his memory. Let's hear what the review is.
It was a serious movie about
spies
against Russia, there was a mole. Somebody was spying from the government, from the English government or from the Russian government was actually a double agent, or in the movie it was called a mole, who was in the
they called that
British
mole in the film,
and it was the job of
I suppose he did.
The Gary Oldman's character to figure out who is the spy or who is the mole.
Okay.
They're all spies. Anyways,
they're all spies.
It was a very good movie, and it had actually
concise info. I mean, this is why we listen to the On Cinema podcast, and by extension, we go to On Cinema at the cinema because this is premiere movie expertise.
It was a part
Old Man. That's my favourite actor is Old Man.
It was actually based on a book. And that is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and it should be nominated for an award, Academy Awards this year, because it was a good movie. All right, so check it out if it's playing in your city, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Excellent review there. And that was the end. That was the end of season 1 of the On Cinema podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Good lord. Okay, we're moving on once again to the second series in 2012 now. Isn't that very exciting? Wowee. Okay, so here we go. It's the 2012 batch, and as you can see, there's a metric shit ton of podcasts here. A metric shit. Oh, God almighty. Yeah, they did a few. I'll watch a few more. Well, yeah, like an hour 20. Yeah, we can watch a few more. Listen to a few more, I should say. Okay, so we're just going to dive in. Got a while to go before we get to At the Cinema, goddamn. There's a lot of podcasts, man. Okay. we're moving on to January the 3rd, 2012, and we're reviewing the 1939 film Gone with the Wind, which is pretty exciting. I think this is where this series of the podcast is where everyone really started to shape up into at the cinema in terms of how Tim and Greg behave with one another. So it should be starting to get a bit more familiar, I think, to the On Cinema family. But we'll soon see.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Welcome to On Cinema with
We're back.
host Tim Heidecker.
Wow.
That's right, folks. You're listening to our latest episode with my guest
We are.
Greg Turkington. And if you notice something a little different, I have invested in a couple of microphone. Nice. Oh, sorry, Greg. Welcome.
The dynamic,
to the show.
exactly. The dynamic starts to form up in the second series. They're starting to solidify their characters here in this series, which you'll notice as it goes on. Tim starts to do like ads and stuff, and very slowly starts to drift away from talking about films, which is very funny. But yeah, this is where they've upgraded their equipment. This is a proper podcast now. We're not doing it on a phone or in a car, in a boat, in a plane, on a train. This is proper podcasting now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out.
Thank you. Yeah.
What do you think? I got some new microphones, and
These
it's
are
got
nice.
This, yes,
They smell new.
that's right. Well, I just got them.
I just got them.
The
Dummy.
first couple episodes, I have to apologize now. Didn't sound so great. I recorded them.
I liked them.
Well, I mean, they
The Oktoberfest is the particular one I think about when we talk about that.
the sound, the fidelity of the sound wasn't as good as it could have been.
No.
And I apologize for that.
It's okay, Tim.
No need to apologize. I think.
I'm talking to the audience. I'm not talking to you.
Yep, there's
Thank
that
you
is.
guys for putting up
Yeah, we're quickly starting to move away from.
with it.
the films.
This is.
It'll take a while though, I think.
Taking it seriously.
I don't know when
so,
this is going to start because
I was-
again, I've not listened to a lot of the podcasts. I've only listened to from season 2, probably just the one because I included one in the video, so I don't know.
always taking it seriously.
Well, I was too. Anyways, our movie today is.
Hold on.
I was always taking it seriously.
Well, I was too. Anyways, our movie today is Gone with the Wind.
The big one.
60th anniversary.
That's a classic.
Of the release of Gone with the Wind. And wow, what can you say? I mean, it's cool that we picked a great episode to start with, start our new sound, the new sound of the podcast.
Yep.
The movie that really
You gonna review
is
it?
one of the first color movies. It's one of the first movies that is a
Was it?
spectacular blockbuster,
And
exciting,
innovative sound, which is interesting because now it's innovative sound on this podcast.
All ties together.
Because they were using state-of-the-art equipment, and now we are.
Is that true, Greg?
Yeah.
Yep.
So thanks for bearing with us. And
Review the film.
I've been
Clark-
playing.
Clark
Clark,
Gable.
I'm sorry. Yeah, back to Gone with the Wind.
Here we
Clark
go, yep.
Gable,
Clark Gable.
Vivian Lee,
Pronounce Lay.
directed by
Vivian Lay. Directed by.
Fucking hell.
David O. Selznick.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Victor Fleming directed it, and
Yes.
David O. Selznick wrote it and produced it for
MGM.
Anyhow, great movie about Civil War, about this slavery issue, and also about
The slavery issue.
the South. If you haven't seen it, it's an all-time classic.
I've
It's
not seen
great.
it, sadly.
It's
It is a classic.
Surprisingly good, and
Surprisingly
I should
good.
say it holds up really nicely.
It's. I mean, they could. It's a rough around the edges because it's old, but it's.
Oh,
You know,
expert
it's
critique.
to make-
It's real.
Film
good.
critique.
Definitely. I wanted to add one thing though is, two things. Make sure you've got the remastered, re-released edition where they've got the new offer the new print.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got a library copy years ago and it was crap.
Oh, he's really. Oh, damn, he said the C word there, goddamn. He's really throwing it out there.
It was a bad copy and it
Yeah.
looked bad.
Well,
if you get the
I
new
bought
remastered, if you get the new mastered,
Excuse me,
remastered-
here we go. The first time I think that ever happened when Tim starts talking over Greg with "excuse me." I think that's the first time that's happened in on cinema history. Here we go.
version, it looks fantastic.
It's coming
It
together.
looks like a new movie.
Well, I had a copy that my brother had taped off television years ago. Was still the.
Greg Turkington's brother? Huh. I didn't know Greg had a brother. That's new lore. I did not know that, and I don't think they ever mention it again. What the fuck? Greg Turkington's brother, who must also be a film buff because he watches VHS tapes? Huh.
Commercials on it,
And
that's news. I did not know that Greg had a brother.
Forwarding through the commercials.
Yeah.
That's not the way that the filmmaker intended.
No, not at all. But the other thing I wanted
Yeah, the filmmaker did not intend you to record the film on VHS with the adverts and stuff when you watched on fucking the movie channel. Greg Turkington.
to mention
Very
was
true.
make sure you give yourself enough time to watch it.
Good
'cause
analysis
it is
there.
a long movie.
Even with the commercials, it's 5 hours.
Yeah, well, no one's going to watch it with it.
No one's gonna watch it.
So, all right, thank
Yeah.
you very much, everybody. And
Gone with the Wind.
Gone
with the Wind.
As we are.
Good review.
All-time greatest movie.
Definitely on the top 5. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll be back next week.
Holy shit, what a revelation that one was. Greg Turkington's brother? What the fuck? That's some deep-seated lore right there. Okay, well, we're moving on again. And now it's time for the next review. And this is a film that I have actually seen at long last, the 1990 film Misery, which is actually a really good film. It's a classic, obviously. It's about a woman and a guy who writes books, and he stops writing a book, and the misery woman is not happy about it, as we'll soon probably in depth understand a bit further when we hear the review. So yeah, another Stephen King book film here on the On Cinema podcast. Misery, everybody. Let's find out.
Hey, everybody, this is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to On Cinema, the weekly podcast where we discuss films,
etc., etc.
And our film today that we're discussing is Stephen King's, the book written by Steve. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should introduce my guest.
You should.
And my guest
It's
is
Greg
Turkington.
Hey, yeah, I'm just kind of waiting here, wondering when to
Sorry
get
about that,
introduced.
buddy.
But hey, yeah, no, it's good to be here, especially talking about a film that is a personal favorite of mine.
Yes,
Ooh,
we are
one of his
celebrating
favorites.
the 20th anniversary release of
Misery.
Misery, directed by Rob Reiner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good film. Very
starring
good film.
Kathy Bates. And
Kathy Bates is really good in it.
blanking on the name.
James Caan.
James Caan.
I was blanking on the name there. That was
And,
James Caan,
what did
yeah.
you think of this movie,
Nicely
Greg?
done.
Well, you know, when
James Caan was also in Elf, which was a Christmas classic from 2000 and something. 4? 5 bags of popcorn and one of those little elf hats that elves wear because it's a Christmas film.
I first saw it, it was shocking for its time. I didn't see it until about 5 years ago, but
Wow.
it's a real eye opener. It's a real. I mean, you love Stephen King and you love Kathy Bates. And
Yep.
Rob Reiner is always good. And
James
it all
Caan's good
comes
too.
Together for them in this film.
Yeah, it is sort of that mix of comedy and horror. There's a lot
Comedy?
of very kind of scenes where you don't even want to look
Oh
at the
yeah, I
screen.
suppose maybe
But
that's
then
true.
also
To be fair,
funny. So
yeah, there's some bits that
good
made me
movie,
laugh
check
in
it
Misery.
out.
I've seen it twice.
Wow,
All right.
I've seen it twice.
And,
Good.
seen it- once I saw it on video and once on DVD. So it's a film that
It's so weird hearing Greg watching films on DVD at this time. Like he, at this point in time, obviously he was not pro VHS yet. That doesn't come until probably at the cinema when it's on video, and he started doing popcorn classics. It's all about VHS from then on, but not in the podcast, not yet.
it just keeps on going. It's got a real shelf life.
A
All
real
right,
shelf
well, you
life.
can probably check that out on Netflix or.
Don't
Probably.
give away the ending though.
I'm not going
'cause
to give
it's,
away the ending. No.
That's one of the things about the movie is
I can't remember the
got a
ending.
great
The
ending.
Misery.
great.
Anyways,
ending.
okay, thanks.
Good film, but
And Misery. That was Misery.
That was
So
Misery. Good-
check it out.
good review.
It's on. You can rent it, or you can even buy it. Probably.
Yep,
Or
on
probably.
Amazon.
Tower Records or Virgin Superstore. Or,
Okay.
Once again,
All right. Thank you very much. Greg.
half the reviews taken up by where you can find the
Always a
film.
pleasure to be here.
All right. Thanks a lot, and talk to you soon.
Beautiful. I've seen Misery, and now I know more about the film than I did when I watched it, so... Anyway, we're moving on once again, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to listen to episode 16, which is Driving Miss Daisy. The 1989 film Driving Miss Daisy, which apparently has Morgan Freeman in it, which is a classic actor in a classic film, of course. There's the tweets. Very strange tweets coming from Oscar winner Morgan Freeman. Has Hollywood changed them? Oh, damn. Damn, we're getting some actor analysis in this one, apparently. I wonder what the strange tweets were. I guess we're going to find out in this this episode of Driving Miss Daisy. Let's find out. Very exciting. Very curious now.
everybody. Welcome to On Cinema. I'm your host, Tim Heidecker, and with me, as always, is my, not always necessarily, but with my...
Not always necessarily. He's not always on it. There was one podcast episode where Greg wasn't on it, so he's not wrong.
He's a film buff and a friend of mine, Greg Turkington.
Thank you. I mean, I would like to be on the show more often, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, I love your opinions on film, and I love having you here talking about it, so...
Sweet.
No reason to change it. If the wheel ain't... If the it's not broken, don't fix it.
And if you're getting emails that like what I'm doing and stuff, then...
This is the first time I hear on Cinema where they start talking about getting emails, getting tweets, all this kind of stuff about the On Cinema family wanting to do something. This is a very common thing in On Cinema where someone says, I get tweets from the On Cinema family all the time saying, do this. First time it's happened.
Keep having me on.
All right. Well, today our film is the 20th anniversary release of Oscar winner Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, yeah.
A classic.
With Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy.
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange and Dan
No,
Aykroyd.
I'm sorry, you're right. It is Jessica Tandy.
Oh, fair. He admitted he was wrong.
IMDb
Look it up. And,
look it up.
No, it wouldn't be
There we go.
Jessica Lange because she's not old.
Get on IMDb.
Jessica Lange, although
I get it. I was
Jessica
wrong.
Tandy.
I had in my head I'm thinking Lange, Jessica Lange, but it's Jessica. It is definitely Jessica Tandy.
And Dan
You are
Aykroyd,
correct,
Cool.
sir.
in a rare, serious role.
A rare, serious role. Has Dan Aykroyd done other serious roles? He did that one with Macaulay Culkin's brother. That was a serious role, wasn't it? I don't know if he has done any other serious roles.
Yeah, this was surprising. That's interesting you bring that up. This is surprising because Dan Aykroyd, who, as you know, from Saturday Night Live and Blues Brothers and all kinds of other comedies,
Coneheads.
appears in
Ghostbusters,
this movie,
maybe?
and it plays
Apparently
it pretty
not.
straight.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
his credit. And
To his credit, good
don't
review.
know, I think he was nominated for a Golden Globe. Look that up.
They just mentioned an award that wasn't an Oscar. That is really weird.
But
I'm not going to
well deserved.
I'm not gonna.
on Oscars here, and it did.
Well-
win.
There is, yep. We don't talk about anything else but Oscars. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tim, for keeping Greg right on that. How dare he mention awards that are not Oscars? They're not Oscar.
Best Oscar.
Well deserved nomination.
And
for
it was
Dan
a
Aykroyd.
winner, according to the poster here, it was winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
Yes, but there's a very strange. The bros swap in the podcast for some reason. I mean, as the podcasts go on, it quickly becomes the way we know Tim and Greg now, where Greg just wants to talk about nothing but movies and Tim doesn't. But in the early days of the podcast, it's the kind of just they both talk about films, but Greg keeps fucking it up, basically.
Picture.
Very interesting.
Is the Best Picture the
I don't-
highest honor?
I don't think that's correct, but it was very, very good film.
Good
Now,
film.
this is an interesting question. Did you we might get some hate mail on this? Do you think the movie was racist because of the?
I don't think it was.
Oh, Trading Places, the film. I'm a movie expert, movie buff.
It's racist because you got to look at who's in it and if they're racists. I don't think that Morgan Freeman,
No, obviously not.
Dan Aykroyd worked with Garrett Morris for years, and if you saw the Blues Brothers, they've got all the old time blues singers in
Yeah,
that.
that's a good
so,
point.
Good film.
I don't
Blues
think
Brothers.
he'd involve himself in something like that.
All right. Well, good enough
It's
for
true.
me.
Good
That
enough for
is
me. I agree with
coming in, Best Picture, Driving Miss Daisy. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's
And they're
not.
remaking it.
Are they? Did they?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
All right.
they're
I don't know about that. Well, maybe they did. I mean, it's Greg talking here, so he's probably right.
remaking it.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
not going to be as good, but they're
Wow, you said the remake's not going to be as good. Typically speaking, if we're talking about on cinema, if it's a remake, it's automatically better, but probably
it's
not.
definitely in the process right now of being remade.
Okay. I cannot confirm or deny that, but thanks for that info, Greg. You guys can check that out on your own.
Check out the original though, not the remake.
No, definitely. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next time on Cinema.
Interesting. On cinema. Look, you just heard them turn off the fucking recording there. I like that.
And we'll talk to you next time on Cinema.
Great. Okay, brilliant. We're moving on again. Fucking hell almighty. Right. It's episode 17 now. 12 Angry Men, the 1957 film. Another one that I've not yet seen, but I am aware of the name. I've heard of this one before. Tape recorder, yeah. Just get that one. Get the film tape out there, you know what I'm saying? We love VHS and we love cassettes. I wonder if Greg has any opinions on cassettes. I mean, he won't talk about music ever, but you know, I bet if he did listen to music, it would be on cassette tape as well. Most likely. Here's that little Walkman or something. 12 Angry Men, episode 17.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to the On Cinema podcast.
Oh, there's a lot of numbers there, and I can't make sense of it.
Where we talk about pretty much
movies,
different kinds of movies.
Pretty much
that I've seen, some that I haven't seen. It's basically just a podcast where we
talk about films.
Me and a guest talk about different kinds of movies.
Yeah.
So
that's the premise.
If anyone follows us on the Facebook page,
he'd definitely say, "Yeah, I think so." If he was a music buff, he would be into cassettes over fucking anything else. Vinyl, discs, CD, whatever.
To find a guest.
Nobody listens to records. I love that. What was he saying about competition there?
Facebook.com/oncinema
hold on.
Page that we set up, which is
the On Cinema Facebook page. Another one that I neglected to talk about in the documentary video. Sadly.
Anyone follows us on the Facebook page.
Which is a big thing because I mean I did mention One Big Unhappy Family, which is like a podcast done by Justin Gaynor, who produces the On Cinema at the Cinema, and it's basically talking about the show itself. And that was from the Facebook group On Cinema on Facebook, so I kind of talked about it a little bit, but not quite. I don't know if anyone's got an opinion on this about Justin Gaynor. He's really trying to but Justin Gaynor is like really doing a lot of taking out the fictionalized On Cinema in this and actually talking about the show, because last Oscar special they did a rap party, the Oscar special rap party, and it's Justin Gaynor talking with Tim and Greg, but they're real Tim and real Greg, not movie buff Tim and Greg, right? And then obviously One Big Unhappy Family was kind of talking about the show. It's very interesting how Justin Gaynor's really just trying to not do that. I don't know. It's interesting. Don't know how I feel about it.
That we set up, which is Facebook.com/oncinema.
Then again, I literally made a whole hour and 40-minute long video about it in the same vein, so I can't really say nothing about it really.
Podcast. That I recently announced that we were having a contest to find a guest film buff to appear on the podcast.
Yeah, One Big Unhappy. It does not exist anywhere online. It was when On Cinema was still with Adult Swim, and it was just before they cancelled On Cinema after COVID, when they cancelled all of their online content. So One Big Unhappy Family is not anywhere online. It's not archived anywhere. It's just the trailer that Justin Gaynor did on his YouTube channel. If you watch the video, if you watch the Creator Perspective, link down below, it's at the very end. I talk about it a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't exist anywhere online anymore, which is very interesting. No episodes have been archived at all.
A lot of great entries came in. I basically assigned people to write a short essay about their favorite film.
Oh, and the rap party for the new Oscar special is going to be on High Network soon as well.
I basically assigned people to write a short essay about their favorite.
So Tim's talking about, he put up a competition on Facebook for people to write an essay about their favorite film so he can find a new guest, because apparently he's getting fucking sick to death with Greg, apparently.
Favorite film, and I
bet Greg's on this podcast right now.
See, a lot of people wrote some great essays. One of the best essays.
I wonder what those essays were.
I saw, and actually
I should have talked about this in the fucking video again. God damn it.
The first people to submit was a man named Greg Smith. So Greg is on the phone right now. Greg.
Oh! Whoa! Hold on. Greg Smith? A new guest? It's not...
Thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, thanks so much, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Where are you from?
What the fuck?
I'm around Detroit, Michigan, and I go to school in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay.
This is kind of nuts. So this is just a guy who from the On Cinema family who's like a guest on the show over the phone.
Cool. Well, what we
That's so
your
cool.
essay was
I would have loved to have done that.
A movie called 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
And could you tell me a little bit about that movie?
Sure. 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite movies.
It's a classic.
It's directed by Sidney Lumet, who made other movies like Dog's Day
Greg
Afternoon.
Tolkien. The Hobbit.
It's about 12 angry men who are on a jury, and they have to vote whether a guy is guilty.
That's right.
Okay, so it's like a courtroom
drama
kind of thing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's like a courtroom drama, and but it all takes place in a jury room, and it's all through dialogue. There's nothing else besides dialogue.
Oh, so you don't see what happened in the case. You don't see like recreations of the what is it a murder or is
what?
It...
I know what?
No, it's a murder case. There aren't any like reenactments, or they don't show the crime. You just hear them talk about it.
Huh.
Oh.
And it seems like that would be good.
Interesting.
After a while, without seeing it, like there's not a lot of action.
Well done, Greg Smith.
Or is it? How does it? Is it
they must have just picked this guy because his name's Greg.
How long? How do they keep the energy going if it's just a bunch of talking?
Well, it's based on a play, so I think that there isn't a lot of action in plays either. It's just mostly talking in plays. So I think
expert play expertise going on.
There are certainly a lot of plays that have action in it, like Phantom of the Opera and.
That's true.
Right.
Phantom of the Opera has that big beginning bit where the candelabra comes down. So Tim's right. Expert play analysis on plays at the play. Could be.
Musicals definitely have action, so I don't think. Anyways, we're not talking about musicals, but
right.
Who starred in that movie?
The main star is Henry Fonda, who is
Henry Fonda,
classic actor.
A classic actor. To the words right in my mouth. I was about to say that.
All right.
All right.
Well, so if you haven't seen 12 Angry Men. You should be able to check it out.
That was the review. They literally just told you what happens in the film and nothing else.
It's probably on...
And now the rest of the review is about where you can find it to watch it, as usual.
You think it'll be on DVD, or can you get it on...
Yeah, I just bought it on DVD.
Oh, cool.
Like a week ago, so yeah.
Oh, cool.
This is sometimes if I love a movie and I'm going to watch it again and again... if I know I'm going to watch it again and again, I pick it up on Amazon.
Oh.
Go on Amazon.com and
there's a plug.
Tons of DVDs, more than.
Is this the first time Tim is shilling on cinema?
Than even Blockbuster would have. If you went down to Blockbuster, you would
find
probably a tenth of what they have at Amazon. And it's cool. You sign up. You can sign up and give all your information once, and it saves that information.
That's great.
So you don't have to keep inputting your credit card information.
Oh, is that how Amazon works? Is that how Amazon works? Wow.
Exactly.
Expert Amazon analysis going on right now.
12 Angry Men. Jump on Amazon, pick it up.
I will.
If you haven't seen it before, don't jump in the deep end and buy it because it might not be the movie for you.
Well said, Tim.
Rent it first.
Rent it first.
If a local, I don't know, sometimes smaller theaters show old movies, so maybe they'll be showing that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Check your listings.
All
right, Greg. Well, thanks very much. Congratulations on winning the contest.
Well done, Greg Smith.
Like a neat movie.
I wonder if he'll ever come back.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best, and keep listening, and I'll talk to you soon. I guess. Oh, maybe I won't.
Maybe I won't. You won't.
Well, maybe you could become a regular because you seem to know a lot
how
about
to bid on it. That's right. Yeah, we has to talk about how bidding works, where he's like justifying why he spent $50,000 fucking dollars on a fucking broom from Mist Outfire, which is probably not from that film.
Any other movies that you've seen recently?
That's one of my favorite bits on cinema.
Let's see. I was just watching. What was it? It was Species was on TV. It was a movie called
Species.
Species. Is that
Species? I think I've seen Species. That's like the Alien ripoff from the 80s, right? Is it? Or no? Is Species the one where it's like vampire aliens? And they suck out the life force. No, that's Life Force. I don't know. I've never seen Species in.
Which I guess is about Species.
It's a woman in it. It's like an alien. I've heard about Life Force though.
Was it a horror movie?
Yeah, I think it's like a sci-fi. I caught it during the middle. It was on TV. I couldn't quite tell. It was like a sci-fi horror movie.
Do you recommend it?
Like I said, it was on.
Yeah, he barely saw it.
Watching TV,
He's not
and I
watched
caught,
Species.
like, the middle of it. So I can't say for sure.
Oh, sounds good. I'll
sounds
definitely
good.
check it out, and maybe we'll talk about it in another episode with you. That'd be great. Thanks again, Greg. It was really neat.
I'd really love for
you and
Tim and Greg to do this sort of stuff again, invite guests on over the phone to talk about films like this, because obviously, because On Cinema was much smaller, they were able to do this kind of thing with people who watched On Cinema or listened to On Cinema, but they can't really do that anymore because it's huge. But then again, maybe they could. I don't know. On Cinema On Demand was also a podcast at the same time, so that'd be pretty fun if they did that again. I'd love to do it.
I'm sure we'll stay in touch now that I have your email, and we can, I don't know, talk about other things. Doesn't have to be about movies. And
he's looking for a friend.
The air. All right, thanks everybody.
He's looking for a
listening.
friend.
Take care and
So sad.
Have a great week.
Oh well, thank you. Wow, I can't believe that. Not Greg. Does it say that on the timeline? It doesn't. It doesn't even mention Greg Smith. What the fuck? There are some great movies on video if you take the time to investigate. I mean, he's not wrong. That was interesting. And then Greg's going to come back for the next one. Yes, Facebook Fan Film Buff Contest winner episode. Okay, that was interesting. So we're moving on again. We're going to Easy Rider, episode 18. And this is Greg's returned to the film buff chair, which is great. Ron Paul gave a shout out. That's pretty cool. What a link. What is that for? Oh well, let's just listen to the podcast and find out. It's a review of the 1969 film directed by Dennis Hopper, and it's Easy Rider, which is about rebellion and stuff, I'm pretty sure. Rebel without a cause type thing. Never seen it, but I'm just aware of the premise. Film buff, 5 bags of popcorn, and one of those little, maybe a key to unbreak to get out of handcuffs, because you're a rebel and you're getting out of handcuffs and you're a rebel. So 5 bags of popcorn and a little set of keys for a set of handcuffs.
Hey everybody, welcome to my podcast On Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker, and it's the show where we talk about film, some of our favorite movies.
My chair's creaky, I apologise.
My guest is Greg Turkington.
He's back.
Hey, it's great to be part of the show again.
He's not happy.
Thanks for helping out.
A little bit of awkwardness going on again.
Today is Easy Rider.
Jack Nicholson's breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And then
his breakthrough. I think the first film Jack Nicholson was ever in was the original Little Shop of Horrors, Greg. But you know, who am I to talk about? He's a premier movie buff after all.
And on to The Shining and other. I mean, there was a
ton of movies he did.
Ton of movies
between those.
Ton.
But that's not really the focus.
Yeah,
Shining is the one that I like.
This isn't the
personally.
focus. The focus I want to focus on is the Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda and the motorcycles, and then the fact that
motorcycles is right.
Different kind of movie than your typical studio picture.
Studio picture?
Because you had a lot of biker movies at the time.
Oh boy,
I've seen them, but they didn't have star power. They didn't have Jack Nicholson. They were just.
He wasn't a star.
Well, he'd done some things. A lot of these biker movies.
He'd done some things.
Basically glorified extras.
Glorified extras? Damn, Greg, that's cold.
Basically glorified extras.
God damn.
All right. Well, that's
the tension.
Easy Rider.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't remember if I like it or don't like it, but it's.
I'm sure you like it, Greg.
Peter Fonda, of course. His
Right.
father was Henry Fonda, Katharine Hepburn, and Dennis Hopper.
He's right.
So if you haven't seen Easy Rider, go check that out. It great music too. Don't forget about that.
Born to be Wild. Can you put? You can have that sort of underneath. Well, sorry, I don't want to talk about this on tape, but
okay, it's
Easy
on tape.
Rider is, that's ushered in the Woodstock era.
It's a classic.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking that up. I don't think.
Looking it up. Yeah, obviously.
Because it was all about the same.
Fucking hell.
Well, there, you know, before Easy Rider, you didn't have a lot of movies with long hair,
Right,
and,
definitely.
and sex and rock and roll and drugs. And
He's right.
all that good stuff.
Introducing a new feature of the show is we're going to be
Oh.
playing clips from the show, from the movie.
Whoa! This is the first ever segment in On Cinema history, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? The first ever segment in On Cinema. They're playing clips from the film here. Never before seen this. This is the first time I've ever seen a segment, a movie segment. Here we go. This is exciting.
Really?
Yeah, really?
Okay, that's a ad that starts. I'm sorry about that. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't remember this scene.
I remember that scene either. It must be on YouTube or something. Here we go. Here's the movie segment. We're listening to a clip of Easy Rider on Tim's mobile phone. Good song. I like that.
This year, the judges of the Cannes Film Festival presented the award Best Film by a New Director to Easy Rider.
Right, so this isn't even a clip from the film, it's just a fucking news segment about how Easy Rider got an Oscar, apparently.
It's the story of a man who went looking for America and couldn't find it anywhere. Easy Rider stars Peter Fonda.
Not every man that can live off the land, you know. You do your own thing in your own time. You should be proud.
Also starring Dennis Hopper,
Insightful.
director of Easy Rider.
Yeah, look, I gotta get out of here.
Cool.
All right, that's.
What award did he win?
I'm not sure about that.
He gave up after a while.
Sorry about the technical difficulties there. We're still working a couple of those.
Technical difficulties, that was a great segment. And you ended it so early? Fuck's sake, Tim. Come on, man. Why?
Out of the machine. But thanks for whoever cut that clip, or whoever the original editor. I don't have that info.
Yeah, good job.
All right, that was Easy Rider. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's definitely on video.
It's definitely on video. I saw it on video
Here we go again.
many years ago. Actually,
It's on video.
when I was visiting family in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. All right.
Greg was in
thanks,
Dallas,
guys,
Texas,
and see you
visiting
next
family.
week. Or talk to you next week.
Yep. Thanks for that. Yeah, baby. Okay, a minute, hour 56. We'll probably got time for a few more. We'll listen to a few more before we wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue forward. I want to get as many of the 2012 podcasts out of the way so you can get to On Cinema at the Cinema, which is where it really starts to take off, obviously. But now we're moving on to a review of the 1976 film. It's The Bad News Bears, a thing that I've heard of before, but I don't know anything about this film again. Is that Randazzo? Is that Joe Randazzo he's talking about? I wonder. But yeah, here we go. More movie facts and opinions you won't find elsewhere. Hashtag On Cinema with Tim Heidecker. He's right. Film buffs rejoice. Yes. He's so fucking right. Here we go. It's a review. It's the 7th of February, ladies and gentlemen. And we're listening to a review of Bad News Bears, baby. I can't wait for this movie expertise. Yes. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You were listening to On Cinema, the podcast.
Are you leaving this on the channel? I certainly will be, yes. I'm going to make a big playlist of the chill On Cinema streams. So if you want to come back and watch it, feel free to do so. And every week, you got to go, bro, I'm afraid that's a tragedy. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, thank you for tuning in. But yes, the rest of the stream will be here on the channel. We'll be making a big playlist of the chill On Cinema streams, which we'll be trying to do every week. So you can check out the rest then, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Art Vandelay, good to see you. Thanks for the support in the chat and the movie expertise as always. Thank you, buddy. Enjoy work. Hope it goes well, my friend.
We are celebrating the 30th anniversary today of
Our anniversary.
Bad News Bears. And my guest is film historian buff.
Film historian?
Greg Turkington.
God damn.
And I want to clarify. Oh, hi, everyone.
Bro, no. Well, listen. 17,000 views on that video. I'm pretty chuffed with. Hopefully the next Creator Perspective will happen again. I'm really hoping we can build the channel up with the series. So we'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty chuffed with how it's all going so far. So thank you. Take care, my friend. Hopefully see you on the next stream. Enjoy.
I want to clarify, this is the 30th anniversary of the original Bad News Bears. There was a remake, and it might be the 30th month anniversary of that, but that film was
you gotta be specific as a film buff, really. He's a film historian after all.
Which is often the case with a lot of...
I didn't even see the remake. I often don't.
You should see it.
The remake? Have I ever seen the remake of Bad News Bears? I've seen... It's a baseball film, I know that. I know I've seen, like, a baseball film. I think I'm thinking about the bleachers or something. I don't know. Anyway, review.
Well, I'll stick with the original,
Well, I mean, in some cases, the remakes are better than the originals in a lot of cases.
In a lot of cases, here we go. See, every remake's better.
Probably true, but, I guess in terms of quality, filmmaking has gotten better in terms of the actual materials they use. Not the acting so much, but the equipment.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the original Bad News Bears, because that's why we're here. Tell me a little bit about this movie. I believe it's Roger. I keep wanting to say Rodney Dangerfield, but it's
Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, you get no respect. Why? Why would you try and say Rodney Dangerfield there?
And a cast of thousands, just kids, just kids,
just regular kids.
Regular kids. Some of them, I think
child actors. I think they're called.
Jodie Foster might is. I don't know if is Jodie Foster.
No, it's.
Does he nearly say shit?
Tatum O'Neal.
Very rare for Greg to swear, but he does do it. He's not swore. I don't know when the last time Greg swore on cinema, but he's done it before. Very, very rarely. Very rarely.
Sidetracked from drug addiction
and married to tennis great John McEnroe. John McEnroe from tennis.
Who's
tennis?
Not in tennis anymore. He's in broadcasting now.
He broadcasts tennis. Anyways, it's way off subject.
Review the film.
That's the fun thing about this.
But it is not that off subject because the movie is a sports movie, another baseball movie, better than 8 Men Out. Still not my favorite baseball movie, but probably.
What is your favorite baseball movie, Craig?
Well,
Tim.
It's about underdogs, and sometimes the underdogs can surprise you and win. And this is a sort of a ragtag.
It's like an Adam Sandler film, expert film, critique from either.
They end up winning it all, and it's like the little engine that could, or maybe like this podcast, maybe will soon compete with the big guys. And
it's Greg. You couldn't have been any more right, my friend. You really couldn't.
That's kind of what we're hoping for. So keep listening and tell your friends about this podcast. And who knows? Maybe we can expand it to make it an hour.
And
wow, an hour. Well, again, Greg, you could not have been any more right.
Speaking of which, we're still looking for sponsors. So if anybody
try to get the money in, here we go. Tim's trying to show. It's beginning. It's starting very subtly.
We could do something for the beginning of the show. We could plug something at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show, and even in the middle of the show. Just the way a TV show.
Probably not the middle.
Start of the show, middle of the show, end of the show. Yep, here he goes.
Yeah,
it's starting.
If we had a longer show, we'd have to. But check out Bad News Bears. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been, but just kidding.
I've not seen it. I don't know where I've been. No, fair enough, Tim. You can say that.
I think a lot of people haven't seen it. So
I haven't seen it.
It's on video. And what else do I want to get through?
There's a
bunch of sequels.
Netflix on demand.
Yep, here we go again. Where can you find the film?
All right. You can just search for that. All right. Thanks very much.
Well, we're 2 hours in now. I think we'll listen. We've got time for one more podcast, I think, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up the stream. So let's have a little look, shall we? It's time for one more expert film review. And this is a review, episode 20. It's on Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a review of the James Bond film, For Your Eyes Only. A Roger Moore one. Not my favourite Bond. But this is a very interesting one because obviously Greg Turkington is a massive Bond head. It's a recurring theme in later episodes of On Cinema and On Cinema, etc. So it's a big deal. It's like a free film course. Thanks, Greg. Absolutely correct. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one because again, Greg loves James Bond. Tim doesn't. He's more of a Bourne Jason Bourne fan, so I wonder if this is going to happen in the film, in the review. But yeah, I'm not a massive Roger Moore fan. He's got some good films, but they're all very kind of kooky and very Austin Powers-esque, which is why Austin Powers takes the piss out of those films. Expert film analysis from your boy.
I am your host, Tim Heidecker, and we are joined as usual by my guest, the one and only Greg Turkington.
What a
guy who knows actually a lot about movies.
He knows a bit about films.
Oh, I do. Especially this today.
Let me introduce.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
The film we were doing today is a James Bond movie, 007, and it is For Your Eyes
Only.
Yeah.
1981.
I've been waiting for this episode for a long time.
Here it is.
The Bond series is my favorite series of movies.
That changes, obviously. But James Bond continues to be one of Greg Turkington's favourite film franchises of all time. It's a recurring theme throughout On Cinema at the Cinema. It's a very big thing through the series.
And I've seen them all, and I love them all, and this is one of my favorite entries in the series.
Okay.
And it's great talking about it. I mean, I'd love to do a whole James Bond special and go over
Still,
all the movies.
Well,
still,
so many.
You're still asking for
I've
this.
seen them all, so
okay.
And this one's from Roger Moore, the Roger Moore series.
Ooh, neck crack.
Of course, you had Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm.
And then
are we about to list all of the James Bonds from film expert Greg Turkington? I think so.
You had Roger Moore. There was not a lot of people know
Never
this,
mind, just two of them.
But in between, you had George Lazenby.
Not a lot of people know this, yeah, unless you've watched on Her Majesty's Secret Service, then you probably do know that. But you might not. You might not know about George Lazenby from that one film.
And this was the Roger Moore part, and for my money, this is the best one.
Really?
Of the Roger Moore era.
Man with the Golden Gun, Greg? No? I mean, he's the film expert.
Definitely.
And this is just a spy movie, or
I don't remember. I watched all the James Bond films back to back at one point because I'm a film expert. Because my father owns the box set of all of the classic Bond films up to Pierce Brosnan. So I watched all of them back to back at one point. So it's a fever dream. I can't really remember a lot of the details. I do not remember the story For Your Eyes Only whatsoever.
Well, I mean, they all
Maybe,
are in a way.
But this is a film review. We'll know all about it in a second.
But this has got something extra, and it's very exciting, and it's got a great theme song.
Who did the theme? Was there somebody famous that did the theme? I know because Paul McCartney did
Marie,
one. Paul McCartney did the.
I don't remember the song.
That's a different movie.
What was the song For Your Eyes Only? Was it
Duran
Duran?
did Thunderball, which is one of my favorite of the films.
Who else was in this movie besides Roger Moore?
I think.
Are we gonna know? Does anyone know?
Grace Jones.
Grace Jones? I mean, she was in a James Bond film, but was it this one?
Again,
tell us
always
a little bit
exotic.
Tell us a little bit about it.
locales and lots of women and cars and alcohol and spy decoder rings and
that's James Bond.
Well, obviously, we get it. We get that it's a James Bond movie and appreciate that.
But this one had a twist, and that's why you should see it.
All right. Well,
and I've
there
seen
you go.
it.
Greg
I've seen it twice, and I also
You've
recommend
seen it twice.
Any of the Roger Moore, any of the Sean Connery, and I also recommend the George Lazenby one, but not some of the recent. Some of the recent ones are great, but not as good.
All right. Thanks.
Interesting.
And again, For Your Eyes Only. I know that these are released on DVD, so check it out if you can.
There's a box that you can get with several of the Roger Moore in one.
That's what I've got.
Good.
My dad has.
All right. Thanks for listening to On Cinema.
Good review.
Moonraker too.
Moonraker as well. Yeah, I can't forget about that. Oh man, oh man, oh man. There it is.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tim.
Oh, I was about to. Yeah, that was definitely just about to go to the fucking next episode, wasn't it? That was all the one video, by the way. That was not something weird happening there. Woof. Okay. Wrapping up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the first Chill on Cinema stream. I think that went really well. I'm very excited. We're going to keep doing this. Hopefully make it a weekly thing. I'll find a day if we get more people in to talk about it. Hopefully we can decide on a day that's best for a lot of people. Weekend maybe probably ideal. I think if I'm not working again, it's all depending if I'm fucking working or not. But I think I'll work out actually anyway, because the latest I would finish is probably when I would start streaming. So yeah, we'll try and make this an every Saturday thing. I think we'll do this on Saturday. So next Saturday will be the second chill on cinema stream. We'll keep listening to the podcast, try and fire through them all, and then we can get to on cinema at the cinema where the action is really happening. So yes, very sick. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Big ups to Art Vandalay for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Robert Jarvis for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Blah blah for tuning in. Thank you, brother. Zach Bonfante for tuning in. Thank you, brother. And Rogue Perogue for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in and popping in and saying hello. Very much sincerely appreciate, and anyone who tuned in just to watch this stream, thank you. If you're interested in keeping up with the streams, this stream will be on it'll be archived on a playlist. We'll make a big playlist and we'll keep it going, which is very, very exciting. So yeah, keep tuning in. Next Saturday maybe we'll do this again. Yeah, Saturday we'll do this again, I think. And keep it up, which is very, very exciting. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested, you can subscribe to the channel. If you're a new viewer, feel free to drop a sub. We're crawling to 300, which is fucking absolutely insane to me. I still can't get over the numbers every time I look at it. It's absolutely rad. If you subscribe, you get a cool little from your boy. Big ups. And of course, if you're interested as well, if you want to show a little bit of extra support, it's absolutely not necessary. You don't have to do it whatsoever, but the option is there. My Streamlabs tip link is down in the description below if you want to drop a little penny or two so I can get some juice. I'm always looking to get some more juice, you know what I'm saying? And also you get to see some high points. Hey guys. Hey guys.
This is a test donation for £44.
And your little message will get read out there too, if you have any interesting things to share. Thanks for that, John, for the 44 high points. Oh, bro. You just missed the stream. We're about to wrap up. I'm afraid to say it was movie time. But now it's not. But listen, we're going to be here again on Saturday. So make sure you tune in on Saturday. And we'll get some more podcast action going on. Listen to some more of the On Cinema podcast. But thank you for tuning in there. I sincerely appreciate it. But Saturday, next Saturday, be here. We'll start off. I'll drop a note in the community tab on my channel. So make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date on what's going on with the streams and other videos and stuff like that as well. Like I'm saying, I'm working on 2 videos at the moment. 2 scripts are on the works. Once my university shit is fucking done and out of the way forever, and I can stop thinking about uni, I'm gonna go and lock in on this shit again, baby. It's very, very exciting. But yeah, next Saturday we'll continue with the chill on cinema stream, and we'll listen to some more podcasts and get to the on cinema at the cinema episodes. Very, very exciting. But thank you all sincerely for tuning in again. Art Vandalay for tuning in. Well, that's an interesting name that I'm going to try and pronounce right. Nebosha Dermanovic? Is that right? Thank you for tuning in there for this movie time. I'm sorry you missed the stream a little bit there, bud. But we'll be here on Saturday, so make sure you tune in to catch it. Big ups Robert Jarvis for the hello. Blah blah for the hello. For Rogue Perogue for the hello. For Zach Bonfante, all for tuning in and saying some words. Yeah, buddy. Right, excellent. Apologies, bro. Better than Tim's pronunciation. We got a movie here with Nebojsa Dermanovic. I would love to see Tim try and pronounce that one. That's so funny. But yeah, apologies. We'll be here on Saturday, Nebojsa, so make sure you tune in. We'll be here to listen to some more podcasts. We're on the On Cinema podcast right now. We're watching all of On Cinema in chronological order. So we're on the podcasts, season 2 of the podcasts. And then hopefully we'll get to On Cinema at the cinema very, very soon. Yeah, buddy, thanks for tuning in. Sincerely appreciated, man. I just choked on my saliva there. But yeah, once again, if you're new to the channel, if you've not seen it, I do documentary video essays. They're called Creatorspective. I did a video on cinema. It's in the description below if you want to check out the... Is it? It should be. Yeah. If you want to check out the playlist for Creatorspective, it's in the description down below. you can watch the on cinema video. There's 2 other videos I did, but they're a bit older. They're not as good, in my opinion. But they're there if you want to watch them. But yeah, the on cinema video in the description below. You can check it out and watch it. It's good. I'm very happy about it. And yeah, if you want to make sure you subscribe, get a little sucker right here. All support is sincerely appreciated. Thank you very much. But yeah, we'll be here on Saturday to watch some more on cinema. Listen to some more on cinema, I should say. But yeah, we're out here. It's done. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, thank you all for the comments and whatnot. It's sincerely appreciated. We'll be back again for more movie expertise. Goodbye, I suppose. Now we're gonna stop it. I need to eat. I'm fucking starving. I've not ate today. And it's like 11:15 at night. Jesus Christ. Okay. More on cinema coming up next Saturday. Keep it on your calendar. Saturday. Not this Saturday. No. Should we do it next Saturday? Then we might do it on Saturday. Why not? Fuck it. We'll see how it goes anyway. I'll post on the community page on my YouTube channel and keep you posted on what's going on. Right? We'll find out then when I make some expert movie expertise decisions. Okay? But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the content on the channel. More videos coming once I finish these goddamn scripts. I've been Klman. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Goodbye. Just hit stop stream and then it didn't happen there. You will not be able to reconnect. Yeah, stop the fucking stream. Goodbye.